Hello, Internet, and welcome to Hearts of Stone. We're here to play some Blades in the Dark, and we're so excited for you to be joining us here today. Hello. If you're watching us live, welcome. We do lots of stuff on this channel, lots of TTRPGs throughout the week. I'm going to talk about those and what we've got going on over the next week. I actually think we probably don't have. I think we're kind of light on programming this week. We had to move some stuff around. So normally, or actually, I think next time we'll be live will be on Monday. We're going to continue with Red Jenny. So if you like what you see here today, I also run a game on Mondays of Dragon Age TTRPG called Red Jenny. And we're doing other kinds of crimes there. If so, you can join us at 8 o'clock there on Monday. Programming update: won't be able to play Neon Souls Season 4 this week. We're usually playing some Star Wars 5e every other Wednesday. We're having to push that back. So I don't think we've quite settled on a makeup date, or if we're just gonna go to playing again on the first, but we will let you know once we do. Otherwise, if you like our shows, join our Discord. You can keep up to date on everything we're doing, and you can also head over to our YouTube page, both of which are linked below our faces if you're watching us live on Twitch, and you can see everything we do. I don't really have anything else as far as announcements go, so I'm just going to go ahead and let my lovely players here introduce themselves so we can get started. Go ahead and tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, what you do on and off the channel, and who you are playing tonight. Starting, I believe, with Van. Yes.
That's me. Hi, I'm Van. You can find me on the internets at Van But Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. Mostly, I am hanging out in the Discord and streaming on Twitch several times a week. Sunday nights on twitch.tv/hackrecklessly, playing Dungeons and Dragons, and then running Dungeons and Dragons here on Saturday morning, and then playing in other aforementioned games. And tonight I am playing Glass, who is the Whisper.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can catch me at rjustice282 on Twitter, Twitch, and most other social medias. I am around and about and doing things on the interwebs. Today I'm playing Fume. He's the leech. Yeah.
That just leaves me. Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventures stream. Today I'm going to be playing as Grackle, who is our hound.
DanaeKeener.com. Hi everyone, I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, lurking around the internet. I am here a few days a week playing and running games. Already mentioned a couple of them, or I think I've mentioned all of them at this point, so tune in for all of those. Also over on Hack Recklessly on Sundays playing D&D. I believe we'll be back tomorrow playing some more Playthings of the Gods on a high-level D&D campaign. And yeah, I think that's it. Obviously, we are missing Sid here today, so Salome will not be joining us, but should be back next week. So, are y'all ready to get started? Alrighty. Well, I think this is going to be a pretty brief recap because most of the stuff we did last time, but the last time was downtime stuff, but previously on Hearts of Stone. The obedient servants had officially gotten themselves some more turf, claiming themselves a new location for the jewelry box in Night Market. You had a real estate battle against none other than the Baron, and avoided some awkward conversations. Avoiding having Grackle being noticed by the Baron. Glass was able to use their kind of connection to distract and arrange maybe a further meeting that we might see today with the Lord, and yeah, I think that was there was a lot of near misses and I guess near hits, almost misses on everyone's part, but everything off very smoothly, and we went into a bit of downtime. getting a second for everybody to recoup, recover. I think we had a couple of failed overindulgences among the cast. Nothing that was too life-threatening, but we got some interesting complications and entanglements as a result. And where we left off last time was a short meeting with Mylera Clev, the leader of the leader of the Red Sashes, who had brought to you a job on behalf of the Baron. It seemed that the Baron was looking for a specific individual, somebody who had been on his hit list for some time, and he had finally gotten tracked down this person and asked you to track down and kidnap one Melvir Craft. And you obviously know Melvir as a close friend and a connection of Grackle's. And the context of the job was to capture this person to be brought before the Baron so he could finally enact his revenge. And that is that's where we left off last time, with y'all trying to decide what to do about this. So unless there was anything else, I think we left off like in the meeting with Mylera last time, or just as it was concluding. So unless there's anything y'all wanted to talk with Mylera about, we can skip immediately to the aftermath of that, and y'all trying to decide like exactly what you're going to do. Technically, this is like a score for y'all. You were specifically looking to do a job kind of to get in better with the Red Sashes and with the Baron as a result, given his closeness with this organization. So yeah, I think y'all have to you have some choices to make. So what would you like to do?
Team meeting. Team huddle.
Yeah, team meeting.
Fair enough. Yeah, we can say Mylera and Zephyr leave, excuse themselves, and are waiting to hear back from you as far as like, just saying once you've completed it, reach out and we'll tell you what to do next.
Do you know you have 2 NPCs in 2 different games that are named Zephyr right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And that's my mistake.
Oops.
I like the name. What can I say?
I will say, they're very different people.
They are very different people.
It's a good name.
I had a D&D character named Zephyr once.
So did I.
I have a D&D character named Zephyr, and he's currently doing his best.
Wow.
Everybody at home, name your D&D character Zephyr.
Yeah. That's a good name.
With everyone else in the same game as everyone else. Oops, all Zephyrs.
Oops, all Zephyrs.
That wouldn't get extremely annoying immediately.
One name, one shot.
One name, one
we
class,
got another
one shot.
Zephyr in the chat.
Zephyr
too,
in the
so,
chat?
Yeah.
Zephyr's in the chat, y'all.
Z's in the chat for Zephyr, please. Okay.
What are we going to do about this? Because honestly, I don't really feel like handing over Melvir to the Baron.
Oh no, we're not going to do that, obviously.
Grackle's just coiled like a spring, glistening.
Grackle,
Like-
darling. Any more wound up, and I think you will literally implode the stool you are sitting on.
She stands.
She hits the ceiling.
Directly through the roof.
Boing.
I mean,
I
I have a thought.
Shoot, anything is better than actually handing him over.
Alright, so recently, my studies have turned to encompass sort of different kinds of arcane arts, specifically ritual sorcery. So, we took a little bit of time. I'm thinking we could try to replicate the Salome's, it's like a mask that she has, the thing that lets her change her face.
It's like an arcane thing,
It's like
I
a-
think.
Yeah, so it is a boon bestowed by the many-faced god.
But is it-
No, I think
is it
that's
like a
wait, that's not what
physical-
they're called. That's totally
Yeah.
That's totally Game of Thrones.
That's different.
I think the Thousand Faces is the name.
Does
of
she
them.
have? I guess what I'm asking is like, does she have like a physical object?
Yes, she does. I think it was a like a clasp or a pin, or maybe it was like an amulet. It was something. It was something small.
I think it's like a brooch.
Okay.
Maybe it's a brooch. I don't.
I couldn't remember if it was like a mask, but she has like a thing though that like lets
Yes,
her. Okay.
yes, there is an object tied to that boon.
So in theory, if she would allow me to study it, I may be able to replicate the effect.
What? Give up a random person instead of Melvia?
It
I think that's excellent, actually.
looks and speaks like Melvia. Must be.
We do have a very unwilling participant in our prison. I could try and coax him into it.
True, but we might need to actually send him to real prison soon.
But then what is the point? He's been there for months.
I suppose.
We can always refill the prison. It's not hard.
Although I don't know. Well, I suppose I don't know how the Baron will react to Cobb's madman ravings, but who cares?
Just say that the chemicals I had to use were a little too strong.
There you go. Then, if I can replicate that effect, it might make it easier for us to hide the actual Melvia in plain sight. So he's not in danger.
Should we tell Steiner about this? He's kind of had a vested interest in this entire thing,
I'm
considering
hesitant to tell Steiner anything currently.
is his employment in question?
No. We just have a bit of shared history that's recently come to light.
Ah, I will pry no more.
Thank you.
Should we tell Melvir?
We probably should tell
I think we
Melvia.
have to.
Yes.
She'll
Shall
be
you?
in more danger if he doesn't know what's happening.
Be crazy if you didn't.
Just never let him know. Change his face. He doesn't even. He never finds out.
We change all like his eyes so that he only sees his face in the mirror, but he's just a different looking dude.
That's a big lie, even for us.
Yeah, we should.
I suppose it's less a question of should we tell Melvir and more of a question of when.
Immediately.
I think
Well-
he needs to perhaps be kept away from prying eyes until this is done. I know he's, an important figure in our lives, so
We could put Steiner on it.
true.
Alright, well. If you need anything exotic glass, let me know. I'll see if I can procure it best as I can.
Of course. Yes, I think.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was going to go have a talk with Cobb.
Of course.
Grackle stands up and starts heading for the door. She stops before she leaves. I just want to make this clear. We are not letting him kill the last of the Kraft family.
Of course not. This'll work.
She just sort of pulls her hat down. She's gonna whoosh out the door.
Fume was quietly running the numbers but holding his tongue.
Okay, so we got a couple things here.
At least I'm pretty sure this will work.
So Grackle is going to talk to Melvir. Fume is going to check in on Cobb, and Glass, you're looking to do a ritual.
Yes.
So, is this the ritual that you are wanting to solidify as like your? This is what you're wanting to solidify as like your ritual for your.
Well, so I can have more than one,
You can.
but
Um,
I haven't solidified one yet as my ritual that I know. So I would very much like
Yes.
So
to do this one.
what you're
So-
saying is that this is your first ritual.
Yeah. Well, so
This
I
well,
think with
technically I've known how to do rituals in theory for like
Yeah.
several weeks.
my question, because
I just
the
keep
language of the
forgetting to make one.
ability is it one where like because most rituals take like a progress clock, like a project clock to
Nope.
learn, but you get one for free or it,
Ah.
Okay, so here is the ritual.
yeah, give me that text.
You can study, capital S study,
Hmm.
an occult ritual, or create a new one to summon a supernatural effect or being. You know the arcane methods to perform ritual sorcery. You begin with one ritual already learned.
Okay, so
So,
this will
like-
be the one that you've already learned, and then any
Yes.
others you will
I'll have
like
to study
or
to
create.
learn them
Yeah,
or
'cause
create them.
The book says most rituals require an 8-segment progress clock
Okay.
to learn, and we define
Yes.
what it is. So,
So I was gonna, if it's okay with you, clock this one as
as your free
the
Your
one that I
one.
have learned. Yeah, because I
Okay.
think in
Yeah.
the future this one might continue to come in handy.
well, so here's my
if more
question:
than one of us can do the face swap.
Is this ritual? Well, here's my question for you, because I had two thoughts with how we could frame this. I know technically we ask a series of questions. I ask you, what does it do, and how does it weird? My question in kind of in
I think I've been
connection
very
with that,
clear on how it's weird.
Are you wanting to do to have this ritual be specifically, and this will determine like the exact like cost and stuff with it too, whether it's more specific, more broad. Are you wanting this to be specifically a ritual to do the face swap thing, or are you wanting a ritual that lets you replicate the sources of other like supernatural effects in general?
Oh, interesting.
So is this a copy ability, or is this like specifically what a face swapping ability?
Well, does the does creating a ritual that can copy other rituals sort of negate the rest of the ritual ability?
It wouldn't be a ritual that copies other rituals. This would be a ritual that copies the effect of specific like talismans or items
Okay.
that you were able to get your hands on to like utilize those
Like
effects.
copying it into the old spell book.
Yeah, and so like depending on which route you want to go, I'm going to tell you what the costs and stuff are for
Okay.
those. And it's not like what I'll say. It's like a one-use thing. Like if you do this, it's not that you are now able to do the face swapping thing whenever you want. It's like you do the specific ritual to say, all right, I have my hands on this. I want to utilize this effect for something else. Yeah.
Interesting.
And it could in Salome's situation, like hers is kind of like a reusable thing, but it could be something for like an item that has been spent or used or some sort of like
To, like,
relic or
recreate.
something to like recreate whatever ability that it was able to manifest the first time.
That's pretty cool too. Which I mean, one doesn't preclude the other. Like it could still learn.
Yeah, I
other
mean,
rituals or
you
create
could do
other
both,
rituals.
and you could learn one now and then start a project clock for something else later.
Let's start with copying and pasting.
Okay, so you're wanting a ritual that lets you just generate like so. So what does the ritual do, and how is it weird?
Okay, so the ritual taps into other other artifacts or items that are imbued with some sort of magic
Mhm.
and recreates it externally.
Okay. So what the question that I have to answer then for step 2 is what must I do to perform the ritual, and what is its price? So, at default, a ritual takes at least one downtime activity to perform and inflicts stress on the caster according to its magnitude. So you'll have to spend a coin to do an additional downtime activity as part of this.
Okay.
So we'll bake that into it as well. Um, the magnitude of this, I'm gonna put as I'm gonna put the magnitude of this at a 3.
Okay. Which means
It doesn't mean this sort of is a measure of the potency of this ability. The scale is 0 to 6.
okay.
This is a pretty powerful thing. So this is gonna, it takes a lot out of you. So a 3 means that every time you do this, you will take 3 stress.
Okay.
Just at its base. It also means that like when we are determining like the effect of this ability at any point for whatever you're doing, it'll be rolling 3 dice to determine its effect.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. If the performance is dangerous or troublesome in some way, it requires an action roll, usually a tune. I don't think I'm going to say this is dangerous or troublesome. I think the cost I'm going to put here, because I can also give it an additional cost, such as a sacrifice rare item or start of a dire progress clock. What I'm going to do for this case is very specifically, it requires a rare item. Specifically, it requires an item that is able to manifest this power. Like you can't just see something happen and say I want to replicate this. You have to actually get your hands on something that can do it, so then you can internalize this ability. So the way we'll kind of flavor this is you are able to get your hands on something, perform this ritual to essentially copy its power, and then you yourself are able to bestow those effects or utilize those effects at some point. Whether it be, in this case, like using it to change the appearance of someone's face, or if there's a relic that's able to like conjure a storm or something, you're able to do that yourself at some point during your job. But essentially what it lets you do, like, and this is with most of the rituals, you complete the ritual and then at some point you're able to use that ritual as part of the during your score. So and then the last question I ask you is, what new belief or fear does knowledge of this ritual and its attendant occult forces instill in you?
If Glass is able to copy and then use exactly abilities that have allegedly been bestowed on these items by gods or demons, it sort of calls into question how powerful those beings actually are
Okay.
for Glass.
I like it. All right. So you have this. So the only thing you're going to have to do to be able to utilize it for this job is spend the coin for a downtime action, and lose 3 stress.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. So we can say after having this discussion, Glass, you go up to your room or your workspace or wherever you would do this, borrowing the item from Salome or having Salome herself be a part of this process, and you take the time needed through, well, like, what does it look like doing this ritual?
I mean, I think it's a lot of, I mean, it's the first one. I think really is probably just like a lot of trial and error of like different manifestations and different combinations of like runes and ingredients and just sort of like trying to get, as close as they can to like capturing whatever energy is in this thing and replicating it. And I think the replication part is probably harder than the actual like capturing of the energy. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of scribbling. It's a lot of like sort of relighting a new candle when the old one burns down, wax and crystals and a bunch of crumpled up paper in the corner with wrong rune combinations and things scratched through, and then I think finally it clicks.
I mean, you basically have to like reverse engineer
Yeah.
the magic there, and
Yeah,
then reinterpret it in a casting sense and not a like magic item sense.
Yeah, not just in any sense.
Yeah, and I like the idea that I like the metaphor of like the burnt out candle kind of thing. Like this is taking something that has been spent and used and trying to create a pristine version of it. Obviously, in the case of what you're using from Salome, this is probably the easiest this will go because you have something that is bestowed with this power kind of perpetually. But you can imagine how that it would be more difficult in the case of like something that has already been used up. And I mean, that those sort of relics exist in the world. Like you've seen many of them, held when you're in your visits to the Dimmer Sisters, or even other stores or other like shops and oddities, places that sell items that were former used in ancient occult magics and the ability to replicate those does sort of bestow upon you a deeper understanding of the occult forces of the world and how easy or difficult it might be to take that onto yourself as a mortal. So you were able to understand the magics enough through this ritual, internalizing it, and you feel very confident in your ability to replicate its effects, albeit temporarily. Well done. Let me see. Where do we want to go next? To Cobb or to Melvier? Let's go to Melvier first.
Cool.
And I have a very specific reason for that, and we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So,
He's dead.
He's dead.
yeah, you find Melvier's dead body. No, that would be mean of me. Yeah. You head into Charter Hall, over towards Melvier's clinic.
She's super fucking careful, making sure she isn't being followed.
Mhm.
She's like checking out like his street to make sure he isn't being watched. Like she's
Question.
DEFCON 5 immediately.
Question. Is Grackle ungrackled because the Grackles give her away?
What?
Do you
Are
have
you-
Grackles on you? Because
Oh, I don't know if she's put that together yet.
okay.
In fact,
I will remind you that last time we played, Grackle noticed that the Baron was looking up at the Grackles and then looking around.
did she notice that, or was that is that an audience perspective thing?
I don't think you clocked that.
I don't think I
that
did
was
either.
You rolled
I-
high enough for it.
I know you rolled a check for it. Or maybe I made a fortune roll.
You rolled a fortune
I think it was a
roll.
fortune roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My memory is that
Okay.
Grackle was not present, and that was more of a like wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the audience sort of
Yeah.
Oops,
I
poopsie.
don't.
My bad.
Yeah. I
thing. No
don't.
worries. She's scrambling the birds. She is using the birds.
It sounds like. Do you want to do like a survey?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
This is a narrative scrambling, but yes, I will roll for it.
Yeah.
Grackle is here. We are surveying. Risky standard, controlled standard.
Yeah, we'll go with risky standard.
Okay. Rolling. 5 and a 5. Spider snake eyes.
You you are very careful in making your way back to Charter Hall. This isn't like I would say, this is maybe a couple hours after Mylera and Zephyr left. Give yourself enough time so, if anybody was, keep an eye on the jewelry box. They, hopefully would not clock you immediately going to warn your target. You are I'm actually just going to do a fortune roll here real quick. Also rolled a 5. Triple spider snake eyes. You, as you're approaching Charter Hall, a couple of your grackles kind of flutter back down and give you a squawk of warning that they have clocked, and you notice too as your grackles kind of draw your attention, kind of in the vicinity of like Bellwether and Charter Hall, or Charter Wall, like towards the old quarter, like there do appear to be some red sashes that have been aren't like standing outside of Melvir's clinic. It's not like they're all just like, posted up outside, like giving the staring down the building, but within a few blocks, kind of in the vicinity, there are some sashes nearby.
Okay. Okay. I'm double checking to see if I have a bird on Melvir. I think I would, but I'm double checking.
It makes sense to me.
I do. Its name is Sweet Pea.
Adorable.
I can't. I don't think I can remote call birds back to
You don't have a
bees all over again.
telepathic connection with your birds yet. I think
I
that
do
is an
not.
upgrade you can take at some point, but you do not have that currently.
Yeah, that's a thought. However, well, okay. I'm going to risk it and just go directly to Melvir, and just try and sneak in without getting seen by the sashes.
Okay. That sounds like a prowl.
Okay. Can do that. I've been trained in that since the beginning. We all sneak. We all sneak here.
We all sneak down here.
Risky standard.
Yeah.
Okay. 5. Quadruple spider snake eyes.
Just gonna keep stacking them up. With a mixed success. There aren't very many, like I said, they seem to be just keeping a perimeter. From your conversation with Mylera, like, they found this person that was here, but your crew has been hired to, like, actually grab this person. Like, that's not necessarily what the red sashes do, and being Charter Hall and being that this is, like, a reputable clinic and stuff, it would just be a little too high profile for them to actually do that. And you kind of get the gist of, like, they're not keeping an eye out. You don't feel like they're keeping an eye out for you. They're more keeping keeping some tabs on this target so that they don't get away before you have a chance to complete your job. With your mixed success, I don't think you can see a clear route to get inside without being seen. So, your options are to either proceed forward with that information and risk being seen, But potentially, and again, it wouldn't necessarily be the weirdest thing because you have taken this job that, and they don't know about your connection with Melvir,
Mm-hmm.
that you could be
Mm-hmm.
coming here to sort of like, you know, like you're going to the clinic and, you know, playing this
Scope
off as,
things out,
yeah,
yeah.
like you could play things off like that. But you probably will be seen unless you do something about. I'll say there aren't very many red sashes like immediately around. They didn't want to like clock anything, but you do see there is one red sash that is posted like nearby within like line of sight of the door. So in order to get in unseen, you'd have to do something about that person or be seen and potentially play that off later if you need to.
I feel like this is a bird problem. I feel like this is, well, rather, it's a bird solution. This is a normal
Bird
problem.
problems. I
Every
got 'em.
every problem can be solved with bird solutions.
You
Um,
got 'em too.
If you're having bird problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a Grackle ain't one hit me.
the question is, do I use a bird as a distraction or as a messenger? I feel
Distraction.
like, yeah, I feel like the opportunity to talk to Melvir face to face without leaving evidence of my being here is going to be more prescient. I'm gonna send a bird to distract the scout, the watcher, the lookout.
Okay. So you're committing to going inside and using this because essentially the way we're gonna resolve this is you using either command or rolling for your grackles. But you are committing to going inside under the cover of this distraction, whether it succeeds or fails.
Yes.
Okay. I will allow you to make a command roll. I'm going to call this a desperate standard.
Okay. I'll push it. Six.
That is a 6. That is a full success. You send one of your grackles. Kind of this this red sash is actually like under their cover. They have like a little like they're currently like eating some like mussels or something they've gotten like from a street vendor.
Like seagulls, just
Yeah, and your grackle just like swoops down and just like like grabs a handful, like a claw talonful of these, and like begins to squawk violently. And this red sash begins to wave hands. People begin to turn and look like at this person that's being attacked by this bird.
I didn't
it's
have to
causing
tell them to do that. They just do that naturally.
Yeah,
I just I let them
you didn't even get
loose.
like the full command out. You were
Yeah.
just like you just like generally pointed towards the food, and your grackle was like, "Oh shit, there's food here."
Oh, thank you for pointing that out to me.
And you use this distraction to slip inside. You feel pretty well. You feel like there was no way that they saw you.
Incredible.
And so a lot of commotion on the street as the door closes behind you, the bell ringing. There are a couple of patients in here, kind of like in this like small waiting lobby for maybe some like older folks. One little boy with his mother that is like sniffling really badly, like has a cold or something. And as the bell rings, you can see like stepping from like the back room, wearing his like what's the like apron, would that be what it was called? Yeah. Yeah, his like apron's like cinched in the front. He's got his sleeves rolled up, and Melvir at first comes around and says, "I'll be with you in a moment, if you wouldn't mind taking a seat, please."
There's an expression on Grackle's face that like says, I would not like to be taking a seat right now, but she slowly sinks into a chair.
"I promise I'll be with you shortly. And you see like that look on Melvir, like something's wrong, that you're here
Mm-hmm.
like during my office hours and stuff, and you don't appear to be bleeding.
Right.
And so Melvir like steps back. He probably kind of rushes through like his current patient. This older gentleman like comes back out, is like very clearly looking at Melvir and said, "So I just take 2 of these per day. You take 1 of them every 2 days, not 2 per day, please. 1 every 2 days. Just 1 every 2 days. All right. I can remember that. If you need me to write it down, I can. No. I've got it. My mind is like a steel trap." And pockets them. 1 every 2 days. 2 every 1 days. And Melvir looks very like concerned, and then I'll be fine. And gestures towards, kind of looks over the waiting room and points to you and says, "Please come." And you see the other people there. They're like, "We were here first. They made an appointment. It should be brief. I'll be with you in 1 moment." And gestures for you to follow them back to their like clinic room.
She like sweeps in really quickly and starts searching his room. Like,
Mel, yeah. As soon as Melvir closes the door and you start like patrolling, says, "Grackle, what's going on? Why are you here?
what did you do? How do they know about you?
Who know about me?"
The Red Sashes got a job to bring you to the Baron. Who found out about you?
"I'm sorry. The Baron knows that I'm here. I know nothing about this, Jack. That's not. Do I need to leave?"
No. You try to leave, they're gonna know.
Why? Why? How do you know about this?
If you stay here, you're gonna be safe. Alright? Just go about things like normal. Don't act like you know.
That. If he knows that I'm here, then why would I? That doesn't make any sense.
Nobody's gonna be coming for you.
How do you know that?
We took the job.
You took a job from the Baron. To what? To kill me?
She just stares at him for a second.
Jack, that. Then what happens if you don't? They're going to know if you're the one that took the job.
We're gonna figure something out, alright? You're gonna be fine, just keep a lookout, alright? And if you find out how they found out about you, I sure would like to know.
I have no idea. A lot of people come through this clinic. I'll keep an eye out, but I don't know what to do here. I'll follow your instructions.
Just keep your head down.
That's what I've been doing. All right. Okay. You should go then, because I'm sure you being here is not a good idea anyway. If somebody saw you come in here.
No one saw me.
All right. Okay. All right.
She like grabs him by the shoulder and just like locks eyes with him. It's gonna be alright.
Okay.
And then I think at the last moment, there's just like the slightest twinge of doubt in her eyes, and then she leaves before he can see.
Just gonna roll a fortune roll. Okay. That's a 3. So
Yeah, it sure is.
okay. You leave. All right. So you head back to the jewelry box. Um, while that is happening, Fume, you head down to the vault to
Tray in hand, some food and water.
you head in the vault series of like moving the secret panel aside, series of intricate like combinations. I imagine it's a combination lock on the for the vault, and not necessarily like a key or something. A key seems less
I think
secure.
if Fume designed this vault, he's a little bit more clever than that.
Uh-huh.
There isn't a combination lock. He reaches around to the side on another bookcase and flips a switch, and the door opens.
Okay, so hidden locking mechanism. Okay, cool. You open it, open the vault. Your sundry assortment of ill-gotten goods and your coins stashed away in here, and towards the back of it, behind this like I guess like chain, because you had, I guess we had like a cage kind of set up back here. There was like another like door in here with a cage that Cobb was in, and you see Cobb kind of like slouched into the corner, like facing the wall.
Oh, Cobb, it is breakfast time. No, can't actually tell what time it is.
Cobb doesn't move.
Oh, don't be like that, Cobb. You need to eat and keep your strength for the machinations we have ahead for you.
Cobb doesn't move.
Did you die? We're gonna have to throw you into the hag farm if you died.
No response.
If it's the hagfish farm for this one, there's a clank of the tray onto like a table that is there, and he will walk over to the keys and look over to Cobb. Can I study?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a study. We'll do it would be controlled standard.
Okay. First time for everything. Success.
As you're looking over Cobb, you can see kind of slouched back mostly to you, towards the corner. You notice a small bit of blood on his right hand that's resting on his leg.
Well, that's not good. He will... Cobb, if you're playing dead and you're hoping to ambush me, I hate to dash your hopes, but things are going to be a lot worse for you. And he will fish a key off a hook and walk over to the door to unlock it.
Okay. You unlock the door. No movement. Open up the door and head over to the body, or to Cobb.
Fume pulls a knife from a scabbard at his hip, puts it on the floor, and kicks it over to Cobb.
It slides across the floor, stopping right next to him.
Let's play a game, Cobb. If I go over there and check on you and you are still alive, feel free to stab me, but know I will snap your neck if you do.
At this proximity, as you are speaking to him, you notice there's no movement to him. No rise and fall of his chest. He does not appear to be breathing.
Oh, bollocks.
I assume you move over and like adjust the body because you still can't see his face. You adjust the body, pull it to the side, and his vacant eyes stare up at you. You see the source of the blood is a large laceration across his arm. Not like across the veins, like across like the top of his arm, just like not enough to kill him. but enough to draw blood. And you see the blood on his fingers, but as you move his body over, you see a couple of things that you had not noticed in this room until now. You see a section of the paneling, the wood paneling on the inside of the vault here, has been pried away, and within that you see that exposed is a pipe, one of the sound pipes that your group uses to listen on conversations around the jewelry box.
Fume manages oh, clever.
And you see, but that's not the most upsetting thing you notice. You notice two other things. One is as you roll the body over, it's lifeless, cold, a little bit rigid, and his heartstone is dull. On the wall, in blood, you see a drawing of some sort of glyph that you don't quite I don't know if Fume would be able to place offhand, at least not without another roll of some kind, that Cobb appears to have drawn on the wall in his own blood.
Fume goes, picks up his dagger, and will pry the heartstone out before heading to an undamaged pipe. Glass,
What?
we've got a problem.
Another one?
Cobb's dead.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. It seems he has expired on his own. I need you to dispose of his heartstone now.
Okay. Hold, I'm coming down.
You come downstairs, you see the same sight that Fume is currently standing over.
Fume is sitting on a stool, just smoking a pipe and looking at the glyph on the wall as he, coin flips the heartstone to glass. What do you make of that, by the way?
How have you done, Cole? Can I take a look at it?
Yeah. Yeah, just give me, we'll do kind of generally for the Hearthstone, everything else is going on. What are you thinking about? What do you want to roll?
I mean, I wanted to attune. Because I
think
think
attune would
he's
be
up to some
appropriate here.
fucking magic shit.
Yeah, I think a tune is appropriate for this
Yay.
situation.
Oh, I forgot to take my stress earlier. That's
We'll
a
do
sick.
risky, I didn't say, but risky
Oh,
standard.
sorry.
Or controlled standard. Is what
It
we'll
was
do.
already on that.
Perfect.
6.
6. Okay. You with a full success, you get a couple things. First, the Heartstone is empty. This is a Heartstone devoid of a soul. Now, normally a Heartstone would have to be damaged significantly for the spiritual essence, the soul, whatever you might call it, to leave. This Heartstone is pristine. You look at the glyph on the wall, and I think it is with a 6, it's enough for you to put a couple things together. This does appear to be some kind of, as far as you can tell, the nature of this glyph, this rune on the wall that Cobb has drawn, doesn't appear to be on its own. Like this wouldn't be like a summoning rune. This wouldn't be something that he would have been able to use to like summon. And whether Cobb would even have had the knowledge or the ability to do that. What this almost looks like is some kind of like, the best you can tell is this appears to be almost like a signature. Like if you were to enter into an occult contract with a demonic essence, you would need some sort of affirmation or an agreement, some sort of offering of consent on behalf of the pactee for that. That is what this appears to be.
I don't want to get all like Danganronpa on us too bad, but like he has blood also like on his fingers, like he was the one that drew it.
Yeah. And it's not Leon upside down.
And it's Leon upside down.
So do I look for the duct tape that was pinned underneath the table with the knife and the night vision goggles next to Byakuya?
From the stool behind me, I just hear, but where's Sayaka?
Where's Sayaka? It isn't me.
It's me.
It's me. It's Sayaka.
Sayaka.
Mazzano.
Sayaka
Sayaka
Mazzano.
Mazzano.
Okay.
Sayaka Mazzano. Was he talking to his hand? Was his hand somebody else's hand? With a stellar...
That fucking that one legitimately got me. Yeah, Danganronpa is really good. Is the thing here.
We've alienated a lot of anyone watching it.
No, there are people in chat who know all about Danganronpa. Okay. This fucking guy. I think class just like sighs. Puts the stone in their pocket. Cobb, you fucking idiot.
What? He do something bad this time? Aside from expiring?
He sold his soul.
Oh. Great. Yippee. To whom?
I don't know.
Hmm.
But I think it would behoove us to find out.
Mm-hmm. You said you still needed bones, right?
Salome will, yes.
Hmm.
I don't suppose his are going anywhere.
Fume stands up, unceremoniously grabs Cobb by the leg and starts dragging him out of the cell. Waste not, want not.
We really need to get that hagfish farm.
No, it's okay. I think I have a bin big enough with some acid.
Suppose we should fix the wall.
I'll
Don't
get a...
clean this yet.
No. I'll leave it in the state it's in until you're finished with your occult investigations. In the meantime, we might need to update Grackle or find a new proxy.
I suppose we're gonna have to do a good old-fashioned kidnapping after all. Let's at least pick someone really shitty this time.
Who do we hate?
Who hates us? They're both pretty long lists.
I'll sort them. Do you want them chronologically or alphabetically?
Alphabetically.
Alphabetically.
By
All
first
right.
name.
Okay. I don't do this for anyone, but for you I will catalog it the way you wish.
Thank you. It helps to humanize them a bit.
What's that?
Nothing.
Pushing him into a barrel.
Suppose I'll tell Grackle what's happened.
Please do. Do you want me to do anything else before I, Well, it's not blood loss. It's just... The soul just got sucked out of him, correct?
That's what it seems like. The Heartstone's completely empty.
I don't have much knowledge in the ways of the occult, but that's bad, correct?
Yes, it means his soul is not in his body, not in his stone, and somewhere else entirely. This is sort of a signature of sorts. So he's made a
So-
deal with someone.
Cell transference. Maybe I should look into that. That'd be fun.
wouldn't.
Oh, I should have stripped him naked before dumping him in. Ugh. Kicks over the barrel, lets the body spill back out.
Body spills back out. We can say this is about the time that like Grackle is getting back too. You hear some commotion down in the basement.
Fume runs over to the... Grackle, don't freak out
Don't.
if you come into the basement.
You can't start like that. I'll be up in a moment.
Glass will explain everything. I didn't do it this time.
You also can't start with that.
I have to, though. Normally there's assumptions about things like these.
A lot of
You
times
can hear
did do
heavy
it.
footsteps coming closer and closer to the basement.
Oh.
Grackle, don't freak out. And if you come to the basement, I immediately tells her where the source of the problem is. So she's going there.
Now, see what you've done.
I think I can make a turn away if the body's naked. Hold on.
What?
I
Grackle,
seriously doubt it's nothing she hasn't seen before.
Grackle,
Hope
you
so.
come down the steps to see Fume stripping Cobb's lifeless body next to an overturned barrel.
So we're going to
What the
have to.
hell are you doing?
So we're going to have to add a couple of steps to the Melville situation.
Is that Cobb?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Fume, what the hell did you do?
He didn't do
Nothing.
it,
Thank you.
but we have a bigger problem. I will show Grackle the empty heartstone.
Oh.
She like looks at it for too long. Like you can see that the gears are turning. The little hamster is running in the wheel. God, it's tired.
Cobb has gone and separated his soul from his body,
Huh.
and it seems as if he's made a deal with something to do it.
Well, guess we should have expected that we're not the only ones that can make deals with demons.
Yes. So, before I dissolve this body in acid, maybe we should keep it around. I myself need a new skin suit every now and again, and I know the process.
Fume, you ever hear yourself when you talk?
I think that's part of his problem, actually.
I'll add one thing too. As you're stripping down Cobb's body, you pull off his shirt, and you notice something else. Like, I mean, y'all fed him really well. He's not like emaciated and stuff. He's dirty. He smells bad.
We give
but
him like a bath every now and again.
you splash him with water through the bars. You notice a discoloration, like a bruise or something. That's like at the center of his abdomen, like right in the middle of his stomach.
Doing pull-ups.
He fell right into the dresser.
You see that dark circle there, and as you notice it too, you realize it looks like it's expanding
Glass.
Rapidly?
Yes?
enough that you can see it.
Could you run up to my room and get the leather bag that sits on my dresser?
Yeah, alright.
As you say this, you notice the bruise begins to expand further. This dark circle at the center of his stomach just kind of like moving outwards, and it seems to be like exponentially increasing in size.
Oh, that ain't right.
So,
And then you begin to see something pushing up from underneath the skin, like pushing against it. Multiple somethings, like
Oh, fuck.
Fume punches it.
Oh, no!
What in the world?
just knee-jerk reaction. Ha!
The worst choice!
as
What
you punch
in
it,
the fuck?
there is
Are you
a
doing?
squishing noise, and you see whatever is inside suddenly like agitated moves and then exploding out from the center of Cobb, covering all of you with gore. There are dozens of writhing arms and limbs and legs as a monstrosity, this horror abomination of appendages begins to
Grackle.
rise up
Gun.
out of the body,
Oh, yeah, no,
carrying his
please.
body underneath
She's
it.
reacting immediately. She's gonna
Grackle's
she's
coming.
gonna scruff Fume with one hand and pull out a gun with the other and just start unloading.
All right, go ahead and as this
Alien would have
thing,
been a way shorter movie if they had a bunch of guns.
I'm gonna
Ugh.
need you to do an attack for me. So this sounds like what are the different?
It sounds like gross.
That-
What the fuck?
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Me?
No,
Yeah.
Cobb.
Is this a skirmish?
yeah, if it's in close quarters, it's skirmish.
Yeah, this is very close quarters.
Risky standard.
Yes, this will be risky standard.
Just bang, 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 bang. 5.
I love you,
Can you
kitchen
roll?
gun.
Anything other than a 5 today?
No.
Have you rolled
I rolled a
anything other
6
than-
that
Oh,
one
you did
time.
roll a
You
6
did
that
roll
one
a
time.
6,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. The
You
cast
pull out
is
your gun,
broken.
firing point blank this thing. You hear this like this terrible noise.
No, I
That as you see blood spraying from the arms that you've shot, you realize they're kind of like pushing outwards to like a center mass, and like at this like opening where all of like everything is kind of pushed outside. You know, like in a surgical proceeding where they like have the forceps and like pulling.
Oh yeah, when they butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see like this, but forming at the center of this mass where this hole is now formed in Cobb's corpse's stomach, you now see this like maw opening up, like with serrated teeth, and
It's a good thing I
this,
didn't go
like-
rummaging around in there.
and the whole thing is like
Certainly not.
essentially Cobb's lifeless body is like suspended underneath, like dangling from all of these arms and legs that are now pushing to like push the
Hey.
body upwards.
So Val, real quick question: have you been
yeah.
talking to Cronenberg recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no, this is a Hollow Knight for sure.
And you fire. What I'm gonna say is this thing kind of instinctively like lashes out at you as soon as it's feeling pain. It's like as soon as there's sorts of like pain and agitation somewhere in the room. So you can. It is essentially going to strike out in your direction with just like a torrent of limbs. You can resist or you can take the hit.
It's a really good thing this isn't D&D because I would try to animal handling
It's
this
my
for a pet.
guy. It's my guy, the grafted scion.
Kind of, yeah.
My guy. Yeah, I should probably resist this. Because it's not gonna be both of my minor injuries are taken up. I will actually feel this if it hits. So I'll resist.
Okay. Roll to resist. This will be a prowess resist.
I don't like
Okay.
that the song you're currently playing is called Gym Workout.
They're working on their body.
He fell while doing
He
pull-ups.
fell off the pull-up bar. You're right.
I got
Can you
another
stop
5,
rolling
friend.
5s?
Yay!
Good news is you only take one stress.
One
you
for
are
every
s-
arm he hits you with.
You are slammed by these arms, and you are kind of forced backwards, but you are able to sort of block in a way that you avoid taking much injury from this.
I like grab one of its own arms and like shove it into its maw.
Yeah. So you inflict a harm on this thing. It is still writhing, bleeding is still up. What are Glass and Fume's like initial reactions here?
Just looking at each other like, what the fuck?
Grackle just walked in the door.
Welcome home.
Ugh.
Welcome now.
I I don't know. I don't know is the thing.
We leave you alone for 2 minutes.
Okay, so as a character level up, I picked up Physiker, which allows me to study a malady or corpse. What the fuck?
Fun fact, Physiker is what Melvir is.
Fun fact, if we have to do any healing, we get additional dice now.
Oh, good.
So I'm gonna study
Okay.
and see what's going
Yeah,
on.
I mean, because I don't have, like, a gun
I have a knife. Fume
anything.
could toss you the knife.
I'm not freaking getting close enough to stab that. Are you crazy? I'm about to summon a fucking ghost.
Oh, is this gonna be the first time Fume sees a ghost? That'd be hilarious. A 6.
Yay!
Okay. So you're just trying to like gather some information on like what this thing is.
It's actually like flailing limbs, and Fume is using 80% of his brain power for processing what the fuck is going on, and the other 20% to dodge.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think there is just like a what the fuck, like if we're getting like the readout on this thing. You've never seen anything quite like this before, but I'm imagining, you do know working in your labs. I mean, based on like Fume's research and kind of like dealing with a lot of strange things. Uh, Occult practice. I mean, working with like electroplasm, working like spectrology, it kind of bridges that line between the occult and like scientific forces, because the basis of energy for everything is like electroplasm, which is both a physical energy source, but also a font of like spectral power. And you do know that in some cases fucking up using those things, or purposefully conjured through the use of like bizarre rituals, or utilizing power, like ghosts, demons, vampire, like all those have like a unique like a specific source, but there are other things that kind of like bridge the gap between the two, where like thoughtless energy can be pushed into inanimate or other objects and summon horrors into the world. Those sorts of whatever caused this, I don't think you exactly know at this point, but this would fall in line with something like that. They're like, there is no thought, like this is not a demon or a ghost or something. This is just purely a physical mass that has been imbued with energy, and has sort of brought forth a creature of unique properties and unique design. What you do know from these, because I imagine there's a lot of training, is like, if this happens in the workplace, follow
Smash this glass panel to enact lockdown.
Yeah, these things are typically pretty like resilient, because they don't have like normal physiology. Like they can, you can't really kill one, but they also have a pretty short like half-life. Like for the most of the time, they will persist and run rampant for a short period of time before eventually like decaying into nothingness. Yeah,
It's a zombie.
Yes, essentially.
Fume will yell for everyone to get out.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, and you know that.
Do you realize who you're talking to?
It will eventually die on its own. We just keep it locked in here.
That's my plan. I'm going to push myself to summon the tempest of supernatural winds and try to shove it back into the cell.
Into the vault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he belongs.
It's
stay
where he
there.
belongs.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
And
Okay,
Bum,
so you're
bum,
pushing
bum.
yourself, so you're going to take a stress just for doing this. And then, yeah, I think an attune is kind of the most fair way to adjudicate this.
just kind of
That's
shove
channeling.
past.
You're channeling electroplasmic energy, so...
Yeah, I'm trying. So much for all that overindulging I did. It's okay. Oh god, that's a 4.
Okay. Um, with a
4
4,
dice.
kind of a mixed success, similar to Grackle, there would be a consequence here. You, what does it kind of look like, you doing this?
I'm shove my way forward, sort of. I elbow Grackle, I elbow Fume. And then I just think there is just this... I think it's just a flash. As it's just like flash of like almost like lightning that's just like blinding for a second, and just this massive gust of like roaring wind, like but blowing shit, like fumes, papers and shit going everywhere. Just like a huge like targeted gust of wind.
Okay.
His glasses hair starts...
You are sort of like pushing against this thing. You see like electricity being drawn from the environment, like lights shattering.
The gray and the white is starting to creep into like the ends of their hair.
So what I'm gonna say is like this thing is otherworldly, and it's strong, and as you're pushing it kind of like grabs onto the edge of the
Okay,
vault as you're pushing
Spider-Man.
it inwards, the maw opening up, and you see a like twisted, like rotted looking black tongue that kind of like lolls out of it. Seems to be like the combination of like intestines having formed this tongue. What I will tell you is, with a mixed success, you can either live with that result of getting it there, or if you want to like push forward to like try to get it all the way in, you are gonna take some stress from that.
Oh boy, what do you guys think?
You do you. We'll deal with the consequences later.
Yeah. Actually,
Oh.
I'll do an injury, not stress, for this.
If you
So
take,
you can
if
try
you
to
go for
resist it.
injury, I'll protect you.
Okay, let's do it. I'm
Okay.
gonna do it.
Teamwork.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take like we're gonna flavor this like you're kind of like over channeling, and like the surging electricity
Oh, I
through you is
see.
like threatening to like burn you out. What do you do to try to protect Glass in this situation?
I think that physically Grackle is just like pulling them out of the room. But if it's an over channeling situation, I think that she uses her meat body to absorb like the over channeling.
Okay.
Does
There is
that
more
make
meat
sense?
on Grackle than me.
Exactly. Like
You-
I diffuse the
Like when somebody's getting electrocuted.
yeah.
You ground
Sure, yeah,
yourself.
that's
You ground
how that
yourself
works.
and grab onto them. Yeah, like in the movies, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I saw
Fun
Final
work,
Destination, and that's real life.
So you like grab onto Glass, and you feel this surge of electricity. So your ability, does it let you like take on the harm for yourself, or what is it?
It's specifically it makes, if Grackle uses the protect action, I was looking up the protect action.
Oh yeah.
When you take protect a teammate, take +1 to your +1 dice to your resistance roll.
Okay, so you're protecting, essentially you're making the resistance for Glass in the situation. So Glass, you don't take the injury. Instead, Grackle is going to make a resistance roll, and you get to roll an additional die as part of that resistance roll. What I'm going to tell you for this...
Protect a teammate is something we can all do.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's
I
just a
forget
basic
it's
action.
down there.
So what I'm going to tell so you can make a you can do a roll to resist. What I will say is that this is going to be a resolve resist and not a prowess resist.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense in this situation. I'm just going to roll because I don't remember how I do this necessarily. I think if I just hit this button, it's gonna roll automatically. So since I need to roll, or never mind.
it'll queue
There's
up
a drop
the-
down for resistance.
Yeah.
Okay. We're doing resolve.
And then you can adjust to
and
add additional die.
just do an adjustment. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what we did last time. 6, baby.
You suffer
Hell
zero.
yeah!
You feel you place a hand on Glass to try to like channel some of the like taking some of this on through your body. Grackle has like no like definitive understanding of like how this works.
This feels weird, man.
But you feel a surge of like pressure through you as everything kind of like you relieve some of this burden. So Glass, you don't take a harm. And you feel the whispers and screams of spirits from beyond the veil surging through you, and but you just with that pure Texas fortitude, you just power through it. It's nothing worse than the than the things that you yell at yourself in your own head. And this horror is slammed like back into the vault, like through the cage into the back of the vault where Cobb was before, screeching as it does. As soon as it stands back up, you see it lets out another like shriek as it surges forward towards you. But you have a brief window for someone to try to shut the door in time.
If someone goes to shut the door, Fume starts hucking vials of the adhesive at like the hinges and any place that would have structural integrity problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If Fume isn't shutting the door, Grackle will.
Okay, so we'll do
Fume
probably
is shutting the rest of the vault. With
probably
glue.
another skirmish, and then Fume if you want to assist on this. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm down for that.
I love the gluing the door shut bit. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things.
that's
It's
pretty
so
bad.
effective.
I love it. It's so good.
Skirmish. Risky
Seven, you get
standard.
it.
Where's the assist button? Assist.
Here we
That's
go.
5 dice.
Oh, that's a 4.
Jeez.
I rolled 5 dice.
There's a lot of
Why
ones
am I
in
looking
there.
at 3 ones right now?
Because you roll 5 consistently. Law of averages.
You know what? You're so right, bestie.
4 plus 1 is 5. Actually, I'm so glad you said that.
Wait, 4 plus 1 is 5, and 3 and 2 ones is 5.
You rolled 2
Oh.
5s.
You're like Jim Carrey in that movie about the number.
We should go to Vegas.
27 or 27.
The
or something?
23, the number 23.
Yeah.
Put it on
Okay.
5.
With a mixed success, I'm determined to try to give you an injury here, or at least make you
You
take more
can
stress.
try. I'm a
You
brick.
you surge forward, Fume hucking these vials of solvent as the you feel it like gives off that acrid scent as it's beginning, like the super glue taking effect. You go to shut the door. This thing is fast, and it is able to get like a few hands through the door and go to like claw out at you. You can either take the, you're gonna close it, or well, I'll give you kind of the same choice. You can either stay at this like stalemate here and somebody else you have to jump in to like finish the job, or you can push through to try to close it, at which case you're gonna take a harm, which you can try to resist. So you have those.
I'm just shutting it. I'm just gonna shut it, and you know what? I'll take the harm. I want to bank some stress for later, because this is technically all a part of the same. Like, we're not
Yeah.
gonna get downtime until after the.
This
whole
is all pretty
Melvia
much
thing is
set
over.
up for your
Yeah.
for the job.
Is the wind helping? Can I shove Grackle the rest of the way into the door?
Yeah, we can
So
flavor it like that. You push through. One of the here's what we're gonna say: as you slam the door, you hear a crunching of bone as the hands are these arms are
I
like,
was
severed
afraid I
from the
broke
body.
Grackle's ribs.
No,
You're
you
so
did not.
strong.
But one of these arms lands on you, Grackle, and you feel with superhuman like strength, its fingers begin to just dig into your shoulder as it's gripping down on you. And just before it goes lifeless, you feel like the fingers sink into your muscle just like an inch as they just again just complete like rigor mortis, like superhuman strength. Dixon, you slam the door shut. The locks engage. The super glue takes effect. And I'll give you. Well, you're gonna have to take a 2 harm here, and we will give. What would be a good?
Oh, look, I've been impaled.
We'll just do like I'll just say like.
Dislocated shoulder.
I was like broken shoulder. Doesn't really sound
Yeah,
right.
do
dislocated
like a-
sounds right.
Sorry, I'm not trying to tell you what to
No,
do.
that's
just what
good.
it looked like in my head.
I will take the
Yeah.
suggestions. Yeah, so we'll go with like dislocated shoulder.
All of my thoughts were too generic.
Yeah.
Like
the
laceration.
The examples it
Clawed.
gives for 2 on the sheet are exhausted, cut to arm, concussion, seduced.
Seduced?
Is
Question
one-
mark?
Is one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, no, you can take mental conditions as well.
Yes.
I
like,
yeah.
Oh
Which you
yeah,
would've
I was
taken.
haunted. I was haunted
Yeah,
for a
you
while.
were
you were haunted.
I just got big brain waves back to Elegant Magics where Sid tried to eviscerate Jarvis.
Yeah.
Jarvis had a real time of it. He was
But
a
you
special
hear
boy.
you hear the thrashing of this horror from within the vault, but it is unable to escape.
Okay, alright. Glass. Instead of the leather bag on top of my dresser, get the leather bag from my bureau. That's where I keep the butane and matches.
On it. I will help.
Okay.
Can I try to, like, help Grackle to the side and look them over?
Yes.
She's just got like one gun trained on the
on the
thing
door.
in
You
the
just hear a doof, 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 the inside of the door. It shakes a little, but it's.
I just bring both
holding.
bags. I'll just bring them both. I don't want to have to go back upstairs.
She's ignoring her arm that's limp at her side.
And that is why we didn't just leave it to the cellar door to protect us. I set down
Mhm.
both bags.
Could I run a tinker on Grackle? Because now my Physiker lets me tinker with
Ah.
bones, blood, and bodily
Ooh,
humors.
fun!
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't.
You're gonna
see
tinker with this
why
thing once
not.
it's dead, right?
Karma's a
Yes.
hell of a thing. I killed this guy and now he's putting me back together.
Yeah, you can roll a tinker. So we're gonna count this as like your initial healing attempt for.
Setting the shoulder, essentially.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. And you said you get an additional die for this for your Physiker?
For
or-
our healing checks.
That's what this will be.
Okay, everyone in your crew gets +1 to their healing treatment roll, so I add another dice.
Nice.
5. It is I. It is my turn to roll the 5s.
5. Listen, I'll take 5s.
Okay, I think a 5 for healing means 2 ticks on your clock there.
Love to see it.
So you can go and start your project clock on your sheet for your healing, and mark 2 towards that.
Thanks, friend.
You ever dislocate your shoulder before? Then this is not going to be anything new. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I say you kind of set the shoulder, but it is tender.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite a sound.
Yeah, there's like the only sound is of this of the shoulder setting, and you just see Grackle's eyes like widen, but she doesn't make a sound.
I thought you were about to say the only sound you hear is a gunshot go off.
Shield drops.
Into your body.
Well, no, you're still pointed at the
Shit.
thing, so you drop the thing. 'cause-
Oh.
If that happens, I will roll a fortune roll to see if the bullet ricochets and hits anyone.
No. Oh.
No, she's got good trigger discipline.
Okay. So, all right. Well, excuse me, very quickly. Fume goes into the second leather bag that's from his bureau, pulls out like what looks like a bicycle pump, a canister, and like a metal lighter.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to
Go on.
basically, with the tools here inside the vault, make a flamethrower.
Oh, great.
Bicycle pump to aerosol the butane inside of the tank towards the lighter.
Okay.
I
We're
think,
throwing together a flamethrower here. Hold
I
on.
thought you said it was best if we just let it die.
Well, I'm a bit angry.
Okay. All
Uh,
right. I'm just... Our money...
We can move on. We can
In
move
this
on.
Yeah,
universe,
yeah.
the money's not made of paper, so
Yeah,
I
I will
have
say,
nothing
unless
to
you're
complain
wanting,
about.
if you're wanting to actually invent, the funny thing is there are specific rules for creating a flamethrower in this
Yeah,
game because
this
that's
game
the
knows
example.
who plays it.
That
me.
is the
Mostly
example.
me.
They
But
know.
we will say, because you're not, this is mostly a narrative thing, and you're not looking to use this flamethrower.
No,
like,
it's just for the
in
gag.
perfect.
Yeah,
It's just for the
it's
gag
just-
here. So, yeah, you throw that together. Eventually, as time kind of settles and the thumping inside grows more and more infrequent until it finally stops. About like 10 minutes later, and you're able to apply your solvent to break apart the
adhesive.
And unlock the door. And as you swing it open, everything here is like thrown around. You're really gonna have to you're gonna have to get your coin, all your valuables kind of stored away and cleaned off. But the damage to the inside of the vault appears to be minimal, except for the door, which is like heavily dented from the inside, and kind of curled up in the corner like a spider.
No, do not like that imagery.
I
is
like
the,
it. I like this guy. He's really growing on me.
is the body of this horror, and you see the body of Cobb is kind of like limply hanging to the side. Cobb wasn't like reanimated from this.
No, he was
It
like
just-
swinging around like a meat puppet.
He was
right?
swinging around like a meat puppet. Everything was coming out of him. The pieces
Yeah,
that
I don't like it again.
the pieces that were coming out, the actual body of this monstrosity, are slowly kind of like dissolving away.
Oh no!
What is this fucking bloodborne shit?
Oh, fuck.
He summoned something.
Maybe he sold his soul so that he gets one last haha.
Or maybe he sold his body to ensure the safety of his soul.
Do you think Lord Skurlock does house calls?
I imagine I could convince him.
I think he'd like to take a look at this.
How much longer do you think it'll last?
I can do my best to try and preserve everything. But at the rate of decline and how it's melting, like 10 minutes?
Grackle, can I borrow one of your birds?
That was
She
more a
just
question towards
She
Val.
just takes one out of her jacket.
Yeah, I mean, probably
Hands it to
longer
you.
than that. I'd say probably with the rate of like decay here, maybe closer to like an hour.
He
About an
knows
hour.
he knows magic and shit. I'll send him a bird.
Okay. You
Just
send a bird out.
Grackle like palming a bird, pulling it out of
Yeah.
the pocket. It's like here.
Have
Like
you
she's
seen-
handing you a cell phone.
Have you seen the TikToks where it's just a guy saying, "What's better than one chinchilla? Two chinchillas." He's pulling chinchillas out of his hoodie.
Yes.
You send a Grackle fluttering off to find to Skurlock's estate. We'll say about like 45 minutes later, the body is like, again, it's mostly like flesh hanging on to like blackened bones at this point, but Skurlock arrives. You hear the sound of like a carriage outside, and the door opening and footsteps up ahead. Glass, I assume like maybe you go up to.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still covered in goo. That's funny.
Yeah,
But it's
y'all-
been an hour, so you could have made yourself presentable.
I
Could
think
have.
Glass was
Did you?
more. No, I think Glass was way more concerned with what's going on in the basement.
Skurlock sees her. Says, oh my.
Quickly, we're running out of time. It's
Right.
melting or something.
Doesn't ask any further questions. Just follows you down into the basement, into your vault there.
Grackle, Fume, you remember Lord Skurlock?
Lord Skurlock, pleasure. Sorry, we could have met under better circumstances. Currently melting. Well, it's more like discorporating since it's not leaving any actual matter as it melts.
he peers into the vault and sees the entity. Doesn't really blink at it, but you hear a whisper of, "That's no good."
Please.
Right. And he moves forward towards it and begins to kind of crouches down and begins inspecting the.
Over
inspecting
Lord
the corpse.
Skurlock's shoulder, there is a pair of leather gloves that is just gently papped on it. It's fitted for him.
He takes the gloves, begins to put them on, begins poking around at the remains.
So, this creature appeared out of our house guest after he drew a sigil on the wall over there in the guest suite bars.
Right. I'm just gonna do a fortune roll for Skurlock to see.
Come on. Skurlock, you're our patron.
Roll a
Grackle's
5.
been
Roll
on the
5.
alert. Oh,
That's
a 4.
four.
That's a lot of 4s.
It's a
That's
lot, of fours. Rolling bad today, y'all. Rolling middling today. He looks over. I'll stay with the mix success. He looks over and he finally stands back up, kind of peeling the gloves off. Right. I know a general idea of what could have caused this, but the specifics of it, I'd have to do some. Is that a part of it? And he looks at the drawing on the wall, carved it in his own blood.
Yes. It strikes me as a signature of sorts. I think he made a deal.
I'll have to look into this. I don't have any definitive answers right now, but I'd say your assumptions are likely correct. There's some sort of influence here, whether it be demonic or otherwise, I can't say for certain. Let me look into this.
So it weren't something he ate?
Could have been.
Don't look at me. I use the freshest ingredients. Not sponsored.
Well, if you find out, let me know. I'd like to steer clear.
I doubt it would be anything you'd normally include in your regular diet.
Well, I didn't think I had dietary restrictions, but I think I do now.
Unless you were feeding him the desiccated flesh of an elder god, or...
I'm sorry, what?
It's mostly just mushrooms. It's all sort of mushrooms.
Then the diet was probably not the issue. I'll need to adjourn to my library and see what I can find.
Thank you for coming.
Take a bottle before you go, anything from the top shelf.
You all tend to find a lot of excitement in your daily activities.
It's not like we're trying.
It's not like we're always trying.
Comes with the territory.
Maybe keep a better eye on your house guests going forward.
Grackle just looks at Fume.
Well, maybe we should decide what to do with the house guests instead of holding on to them for a very long time.
I would say so. This one appears to have spoiled.
Yeah, it was either the vault or a freezer. We made our choice.
We really need that hagfish farm.
Agreed.
Anything else out of the ordinary I should look at?
Did he see the sigil on the wall? Study it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Do we want him to look at Nala?
Oh, that's true.
Or is this the mess you want to clean up yourself?
Yeah, and Nala's probably not here because Nala and
Is-
Will are probably at the other
The other location.
the other
Right.
location in Nightmare.
But is
should-
it something we want to
Yeah,
tell
we
Skurlock
should
about?
put a pin in that. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't know if y'all
Okay.
had told. I was assuming y'all
There-
hadn't told Skurlock about that yet.
There
so.
is another issue that I wish to discuss with you, Lord Skurlock. I'll have a write-up of the malady. I think you'll find it intriguing.
Certainly. I can look into that. All right. Well, any of your findings, just present them to me at my estate. Huh. I don't assume that any of the body will last very long, but do you have something I can bring a piece back with me?
Fume immediately raises, like, the Victorian equivalent of a Tupperware box. It's a wooden box filled with salt and the arm that had pierced Grackle's shoulder.
Perfect. It takes that and that's perfect. All right. Well, I suppose I'll let you know when I've found something.
Alright. Those of you sticking around to help me clean up, do so. If not, help yourself to a drink upstairs. I'm going to be a while. The sound of latex gloves snapping on hands.
Grackle sort of like groans to her feet. And she doesn't look at you, but she sort of says out of the side of her mouth, "If something tries to kill you, at least try to scream first."
Oh, damn you, Cobb! Looking at the body, and then looking back at the cell to the damaged pipe.
Grackle, should we have a drink?
I might have to.
From the other leather case, there is a scrub brush and, like, a bottle of borax that is pulled out.
You know the expert?
Ye old borax.
Club soda for the blood.
All right.
We
you-
go upstairs and have a drink.
You
Can
said
we
to
go
cleaning.
upstairs and have a drink?
We'll go ahead and take our break here, and
Yeah, I could
Figure
use minute.
figure
Same.
figure
I
out
need
what
a
we
minute.
can do. Everybody okay? It wasn't too much for anyone.
No, that was
No,
that was
no,
great.
that was great.
Love
I
me.
need something.
Love me some body horror.
Uh-oh. Okay, cool.
We haven't had any of the summoned horrors show up yet. I've got to fit the whole circuit with supernatural appearances, and y'all did take an entanglement.
Bunch of entanglements for Unquieted Dead.
Oops.
Yep.
Oh shit, that was our consequence! Our consequences are rearing ourselves!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, Cobb.
Also, I'll just go ahead and say with the I feel like I can divulge this. Remember all those fortune rolls I was rolling when y'all were having conversations and
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Oh, finally. Okay, now I can rest easy. No, knowing that
I had an inkling.
yeah, that
God.
might have been-
Cobb was not the thing I thought that was gonna be.
yeah.
We joke about it a lot, but finally, you know?
No,
You know what?
Cobb learned a lot.
You know, I'm
so-
kind of
Cherish
glad. I'm kind of
things.
glad he's dead.
Cherish things while you have them.
Okay,
Dead.
so, Val, I want to start a project clock to revive Cobb and put his soul back in the Soul Stone.
You can't get away that easy.
It's not for, like, any nefarious purposes, it's because I'm spiteful.
We can definitely get started on that too. All right, let's go ahead and take our break, everyone. We will be back in a few minutes to continue our session. We advise you do the same. Go stretch, eat a snack, drink some water, whatever you might need to do, and we will see you back here very soon. Very soon. So until that, I can't speak right now. Stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We are going to just jump right back into our game here. So, y'all have just had your farewell to Cobb, at least for now. And you have a larger job at play, other plans. So what do y'all want to do now?
Well, for one, Fume is going through the process of melting Cobb down to just the bones. Cleaning up the basement, making sure everything
Fair.
is okay again. Heads to Night Market to get some more brass piping for the wall.
Fume's got to put the house back together.
As Fume
I
is-
was gonna. I guess I have a question.
I might have an answer.
Was Melvir just going by his original name?
Has he just been going around as Melvir Craft?
Why, hello, I'm Melvir Craft.
I don't think he was using the Kraft family name.
Right, but like, is Melvir like his first name? Like, is that his like?
That's
Did he-
on. I mean,
or is that
that's
an
on you, my
alias?
dude.
Okay, well, I feel like we know better. We would have been cautious about this. Like, Grackle knows how to like put together a new identity for somebody. Like she did
His
that for
actual name is
Steiner.
Melvin.
His Melvin. We just went to all his documents and erased a little bit off of
You
the
erased a
N.
little bit at the end.
Did you just Shang-Chi this guy? You went with Sean, and your name is
You know
Shang?
what? What it is that like on his original birth certificate they just didn't complete that N very well. So his legal name has always been Melvir, and he just finally started like actually pronouncing it that way. Yeah, sure. I think that like Grackle goes to the bar, like pours herself a drink, knocks it back, pours herself a second drink, like takes like a little bit longer to finish that one, and then she immediately goes to work trying to like figure out how Melvir got sold out.
Okay. What would I make this? I'm trying to decide whether this would actually just be like, if this would be a project, but that seems a little bit rude of me, considering you kind of need to figure this out for this current
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
So I'll be nice.
I mean, for the first time, we're kind of doing a job over the span of like a little bit longer
Yeah.
time scheme. Usually a job is done in a matter of like hours. This one I feel like is going to be
You tell me how you're doing this, because normally if you're just like sitting down and just like trying to Sherlock this out, that would probably be a study. But I know that study isn't something that Grackle's great
not her
at.
strong suit, no. I think she's gonna I think that she's like still sitting at the bar. What she does is that she drags out all of the paperwork that they did to like craft his identity. And she's trying to like figure out if there's a place where they messed up or if there was like a weak point. And like this doesn't like if she doesn't find anything here, like that tells her that like what went wrong is elsewhere. It's not
Sure.
due to the identity that we crafted.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where she's starting.
Okay. So that to me sounds like a study then. What do I want to... I'm debating giving you a bonus because of, you helped to formulate this in the first place. I was just debating whether I want to offer it as a devil's bargain for some sort of consequence. No, I'll just give you the bonus. So I'll give you a +1 to this.
You're so kind. Risky standard?
I'll go controlled standard. So something you
Okay.
can try again. If
I thought it might be. Hold on. How do I adjust this roll? Because you're giving me a bonus, right?
yeah.
Adjustments there. Sorry, I couldn't find it in all of my
It's all good.
all of my also I now have one reduced dice
Because of your
of my
dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
That won't apply to this. I don't. You're doing paperwork.
works for me. Okay. That's a 1. It's a 1.
Okay. That is a 1.
Reading was never my strong suit. All them
Um,
letters just jumbling up on the page.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what happens here is with this being controlled, like I'm not gonna hit you with like a major consequence or anything. But I think I mean, you go through everything that y'all did when initially kind of rebranding yourselves to avoid the Baron's ire, and going through all of that. There, you can't find this identity is held up for so long up until this point. It's hard to believe. Like, I think you feel pretty confident that if the paperwork was the problem, it would have come up sooner. But you can't really find anything like in the papers that would lead you in a specific direction here.
All right. Grackle has no poker face, which is to say she has a poker face constantly. Um, so like it's pretty clear that she's like frustrated.
You're
And you're at the
right.
bar in the jewelry box right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like white knuckling her empty whiskey glass.
Well, new book,
Fine.
not very good.
Oh.
Never was much of a reader. She's just gonna like sort of slap the dossier shut.
What are you looking at? Paperwork. Right.
You're muted.
You're muted, Wings.
You muted yourself.
Why did I mute myself? Paperwork. New identities after the massacre.
Why?
Just trying to keep Melvir away from the Baron.
Do you want some help?
Just sort of like looks at them and then shoves the dossier over towards them. Melvir did most of it. I reckon it's pretty airtight.
I would imagine so. Smart man. Let me give it a
Yeah.
once over.
That's just the thing. I don't get it.
How the Baron
was-
found him, you mean?
It was supposed to be impossible.
I'm starting to think that the Baron is capable of some pretty impossible feats. Especially since he's been running around in the background with the Dimmer sisters and getting himself elected to government and all that.
He did have his fingers in a lot of pies.
He's only getting more. But it's alright, this next job is going to solve that problem. Well, the Melvir problem, anyway.
Grackle kind of grimaces at that. When
That did
Grackle
sort of sound like we were
solves
going to kill him, yeah?
Yeah.
Not what I meant.
Usually, when I'm solving a problem like that, well, that's not a direction I want to go.
Not what I meant. He'll be alright.
I hope so.
Alright, let's take a look at this.
From one of the pipes. Have you ever taken a list of his clientele? Melvir's.
It's not a bad idea.
Reckon one of his patients ratted him out?
It could be a possibility.
It's the people that see
I
him the
don't know.
most.
I don't know who would recognize him. His whole family's dead.
Maybe he didn't recognize them either.
Might have been a while, yes. Do the crafts have any distinguishing features do you recall, Grackle?
That's a good question.
Anything that would make them? Thunderbolt scar over the
Yeah,
eye.
they all have a distinctive birthmark of a.
Purple eyes and white hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard to get rid of that.
If this show wasn't on the jewelry box, he would be the main character.
Yeah.
Are we the
I mean,
spinoff?
Is Melvire Lelouch Lamperouge?
I'm just imagining we're going to a full scene of like Fumes going over the genealogy. It's like Robert Baratheon, dark of hair.
Dock of hair.
Oh goodness.
Well, there is this one weird thing that would happen when during a full moon.
Melvire, red hair, a Weasley.
Red hair and a hand-me-down robe.
I mean, I would say, like with any family, there are family resemblances, but not so much that, like, nothing crazy.
They don't all have like cat eyes or something.
Yeah, we're not, nothing like that out there.
Tycherosi blood, where they all have horns.
Yeah, it would be somebody who would be
Not all
familiar. Somebody who would like
Yeah.
be familiar with the crafts in general, like spend a lot of time, might recognize like a resemblance, the same way that most people would recognize like a family member, somebody who looks like someone else. So like that's a possibility. But if you all wanted to, I wouldn't make a roll for anything. If you wanted to say that you also, as part of this, like had Melvire, there aren't HIPAA protections in this universe, so you could have Melvire give you, some his logs of like patients coming into the clinic and things like that too.
Yeah. That could be like another thing that she was looking through.
So, Melvire, the crafts are literally played by all of the Hemsworths. That's my headcanon now.
Yeah. So does somebody else want to do a study for
Hemsworths and Jonas Brothers.
Ugh. I can assist in a study. Or
I'll-
study.
I have 2 in the study.
Hey.
I'll try.
Okay, so this one we'll go with risky standard because this is our second attempt with it. Before you roll, you're gonna help Fume. I'm also gonna offer something else.
Yay.
This is gonna be a devil's bargain, but it's not gonna be a choice for glass. This is gonna be a choice for wings, specifically. Grackle.
Okay.
Because this would be a lot. You have a lot of records from the crafts, which may or may not include some other information in there
I
too.
see. I think I know where you're going with this.
So yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to give it. Here's what I'm going to offer you. Devil's bargain is they're going to learn something out. Like there's something that Glass may discover as part of this too. I will tell you as the player. I'm not going to give away the whole kit and caboodle, but they will learn. I'm going to message you what they might learn. How about that?
I'm gonna say right now, full send it.
Okay, then I'll just go with it. Go with my idea here. So if you're cool with that, if you accept
Oh,
this devil's
totally.
bargain, all right.
Yep.
Click. GM will determine the devil's due.
The devil's due.
That's fun. I love that. Okay, that's 4. That's 4 dice. Here we go.
All right,
Ready?
ready.
Steady. Spaghetti.
All ones.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Why couldn't you
Oh my
keep your fucking mouth shut for a second? I rolled 3 1s and a 2. With assistance from Fume, it says.
I'm unto a god. I just-
With a devil's bargain, assistance from Fume.
Why couldn't you just shut the fuck up?
It was all those 5s. It was all those 5s.
Now's the time, says
Well,
Fate.
I will say 3 1s and a
it
2
adds
does
up to
equal
5.
5.
we are cursed here today. I cannot believe that just happened.
Dice,
Oh
tell
my
the story, baby. Let's do this.
I don't find shit, apparently.
Or do you?
Or do I?
Some catastrophic
I
information.
find some unquiet dead.
They're
I mean,
all
a
singing
devil's bargain
tunes.
still procs regardless, right?
Yeah, Devil's Bargain still procs.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to decide. The more interesting thing here is if I give you some information and then I fuck you with it.
If you look far enough down the genealogy, Fume is related to Melvir. Look at that! Grackle, we're like nibblings.
Oh, that explains why I was supposed to kill you.
Whoa, wait, whoa. Wait, what do you mean?
Okay.
You look like you're in pain.
It's more I'm going through the mental calculus is going off of me trying to I'm going through like a Rolodex of characters, connecting plot points, deciding how I can make this hurt.
Yeah, that's fine. Like while you're figuring that out,
Please do. Please
Wi-
fail.
Wings immediately. Or not immediately. I I finally put something together, and I realized, oh shit, he was definitely going to the Dimmer Sisters for something.
Yep.
Okay. One second.
I cannot believe I rolled so badly.
Okay. I think this is infinitely funnier. I love it so much.
This one's gonna suck.
Yep. Okay. I got it. So, you go through you're going through both the paperwork, which is like birth certificates, like medical records, like land ownership things, like all sorts of things, like official documents for Melvir. And of this both, I think you probably have, I imagine you have both like the legitimate stuff and the stuff that was forged and filed with City Hall and all of that, like good stuff. So you have like a combination of those two.
Probably death certificates too.
Yeah, you do. And you're going through the medical records. I'm going to give you your devil's due first, and then give you the information that fucks you. The glass. You're the one looking through this stuff right now, mostly with a little bit of Fume's help, and you're flipping through this documents, and this is your first time looking at any of this, and you see the forgeries are good. Like these are good quality. Like they clearly went to the right people, spent the right amount of money, greased the right palms to get all this. Assuming it was all filed correctly, this would set up a fake identity for Melvir pretty easily. I know we talked about like what Melvir's like real name is. I'm fine with it being Melvir, and Melvir not being like the most uncommon name in this world. Like if you change the last name, unless somebody had gone through every Melvir in all of Dustfall, that would be that's the only way they might find this person.
Fucking on the babyname.org for Duskfall, the name Melvir significantly drops off at a certain point because of just a mass murder of Melvirs.
Every Melvir was killed. Yeah, you find death certificates at like hundreds of Melvirs killed over the last 5 years. No, nothing like that. What you do find too is there are death certificates and other documents for some of the other crafts in here as well. Melvir's mother and father, some cousins, and also Melvier's brother. Whose name was Red. You're going through these documents too. Brother was like you said, based on the death certificate or the birth certificates, like appeared to be a little bit older than Melvier. And you find amongst the documents. You also find well, actually, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to ask Wings a question here. I want to do this on, again, trying to really piecemeal this out. Yeah, I'm going to just shoot you a quick message because I don't remember this information.
Sure, I'll take it.
Fume
I don't want to get this wrong.
has been helping Glass by putting up the murder corkboard in the background of like, all right, so this is when this craft died, and it's because of this incident, which is probably because of this, and this is here. There was a big party where a bunch of them just went. That was
That's
gross.
unfortunate.
Why is it called the Red?
Yikes.
Do not read that one.
You find amongst these documents, kind of slipped in a collection of photos as well. And you see some of them are like family photos, and this is again like old like photography. It's all like black and white or like shade, like sepia toned, very like formal photos. And you see some of like the Kraft family with the mother. You see mother and father bearing like a striking resemblance to Melvier, along with their two sons. And you see Melvier and like you can kind of make out that's baby Melvier there, and a little like maybe like a 3 or 4 year old older brother, kind of like hand resting on his again very like formal photo, hand resting on his younger brother's shoulder. But there's another photo kind of that's like stuck to this one that you realize is like something happened at some point. It got a little like something spilled on it or something and kind of got stuck to the back and kind of peel it off. And there's another photo of the family much older at that point, probably like 20 years later, with everyone looking very happy in the photo. We aren't going to go with this old-timey thing where nobody smiled in photos because they thought it was going to like steal their soul or something. They are kind of smiling in this photo, again, very formal. Mom and dad on either side. Melvier kind of off to the side too. Red in the center. With his arms around a young woman who you recognize as Grackle.
That is not my business to share.
Can you describe to me how Grackle looks different, Wings, than she does now in this
Is
photo?
she happier?
Yeah. Oh, she's so happy. she's as happy as can be. I feel like she's dolled up for this photo. I think that like all of the women in this photo are holding flowers. And she's latched on to Melvier's older brother, probably like with just as much enthusiasm. And you can see that on her left hand, an engagement ring.
Fume is not looking. I'm gonna tuck that one away. I'll show him the other picture of like young little baby Melvir.
Oh no, he's adorable.
Right.
Oh. Duskwall really takes the happy out of you, huh?
It's a horrible place.
Yeah. Well,
The
I
other-
am. Sorry.
Oh, the other information you get too.
Yeah, the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You don't find anything in the paperwork that would really connect anything, and so you're going through the patient logs with the files that you got from Melvir's clinic, and you're skimming through them. And you're looking for, like, there's a lot of names that repeat, just like customer stuff. It's kind of hard. It's like, again, looking for a needle in a haystack with this, because anybody could be a suspect, and you don't recognize any of these names until you hit one. And it's just one visit about a month ago. And the name sticks out to you because this name is familiar. You see the name Jade Winthrop.
Like our Jade?
That's her name.
I mean, that's normal, right?
Yes, but typically you have like your general doctor who you just go to for everything, not just a one and done deal.
Is Milvir out of our
He's not in our
insurance?
network.
He's not in our network.
Not covered.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few physicians in the city, surgeons.
Like going to Melvir is really going out of your way. Like you have to go there. Like
It would be
want
like
to.
there are probably other clinics in Silkshore that she could go to. Charter Hall's not the farthest hike, but it's definitely a
Why would
coincidence.
she go all the way? Why would she go that far?
Fume is going to look through our company records and see how long Jade has been working for us, and if it lines up with their visit to Melvir.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know this just offhand. Jade has been a contractor for the jewelry box for a while, a couple years at least.
Which would mean she would have experience with the area and would know that we have some perfectly capable physicers here in Silkshore.
So she sought out Melvir for a reason.
Maybe. It would also just be, again, a coincidence.
We should look into it all the same.
We should. I've got some coin lying around. If we're gonna question her, I'm gonna at least pay her for the time.
Fair enough. I suppose I'll see what we can find out.
Grackle's gonna go check the guest book for Jade.
Ooh.
Okay, so you're gonna go through like who her
Client list.
clients have been. Okay. Here's what I will. I don't think it's as easy as y'all keeping a, because I don't feel like y'all would keep a list of clients on.
I think because
the name of the game is discretion, isn't it?
yeah, because like also people would sign it like John Smith, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that's necessarily like illegal. It's more like if Jade has any sort of I think if any of you, and probably, Glass is the same thing. It's like if you have any sort of list of like your clients and stuff, it'd be something you keep. Like you would keep like maybe a list of like, you probably have like a journal or something of clients like their preferences and things that you'd want to remember and
That
stuff.
makes
Like,
more sense.
But that would only be for like regulars, right?
yeah, for your regulars and stuff.
And
Jade
I
probably
imagine they all have aliases too in the book. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is a good point and stuff. Like each person would probably keep it the same way. Jade probably has something like that, but it's something that she would probably have on her person or keep in her own like personal quarters. But she doesn't live at the jewelry box, so you'd probably have to go like either question her or break into her apartment or something to get that.
In
We could do
that
that.
case, I'm gonna let Fume and Glass go handle Jade, and Grackle is going to contemplatively put all of this paperwork away.
Glass, you still have the photo, right?
yep.
Okay.
Shall we call it a night?
I've still got a bit of tidying to do, but rest well, the two of you. I'll have some coffee for later.
All right.
A few rolls up their sleeves and is holding a brass pipe in hand and a wrench in the other.
Best of luck. Knock on the pipes.
Knock 3 times on the ceiling if I want you.
Twice on the pipes.
If the answer is no. Oh, my darling.
Wow, is
Walks
anyone
down
in
the
chat
stairs.
old enough to know what the fuck we're talking about right now? Window with you on me.
Me.
So, Fume, you head off. Glass and Grackle are alone for a moment, unless Glass you're heading off too.
No, I want to return the photo. I
Yeah.
just didn't want.
I figured.
I also figured.
It's not my business to share with Fume.
No,
So
fair.
I found something of yours.
How do you mean? Like distracted, sort of like rolling her shoulder.
You want to take better care of your photos. I imagine you want to keep this one.
I think she sort of like blinks. She hasn't seen this photo in a while.
I found it stuck to the
was-
back of some others.
Thanks.
So
Like
you
internally, she's thinking, "I thought I got rid of all of those."
so you were very nearly a craft.
Nearly.
What happened?
Exactly what I said. Crafts fell afoul of the Baron.
Makes a lot of sense. Your grudge doesn't seem like a strong enough word. I understand the feeling.
I didn't think I was underselling it.
Is that why you told me about Steiner?
I told you about Steiner because that wasn't my vengeance to take.
But you
I told
understood
you-
it.
I told you about Steiner because when it comes to matters of justice, I can't let anything stand in the way.
Now your secret's safe with me.
I think she just looks kind of sad.
We have quite a lot in common, apparently. I wish it was something fun, like a hobby.
We got on the roof and shot more often. I think that could count as a hobby.
I didn't think you'd ever let me near a gun again.
Needs work.
Don't we all?
She's gonna tuck that photo away somewhere that isn't the photo album.
You think you'll ever love someone like that again?
It's not my primary concern.
Doesn't have to be.
Do you?
No.
I think you have your answer.
Hopefully that won't be a concern for much longer. Like I said, I won't tell anyone.
I've already told you that you're a better person than me.
We've all got skeletons in our closet, Grackle. It's just that not all of them are human-shaped.
I think she gets a little bit contemplative. Salome doesn't know.
That does surprise me a bit.
Don't get me wrong, I tell her everything, I buried this for me.
It's your story. The only one who can dig it up is you.
If only it were true.
We're not gonna let anything happen to Melville.
No, we're not.
You should get some sleep. I've got a kidnapping to do tomorrow.
She stands up, sort of rolls that shoulder, tone turning a little more casual. Got a rule about that. If you need someone to take the fall, you should pick someone you don't like.
There we agree. Shall we make a list?
I think her smile turns a little devious. I've already got one.
Now we're talking. She smiled at me.
That's a scene. That's a scene, baby.
She smiled in my presence.
Up into the sea moves trigger. Come on, you gotta get on it. Were you truthful during the scene? Ask one question.
Honestly, more truthful than she's been in a while.
You didn't have to answer it. It was a joke.
Huh? You can have that one for free, baby.
One of us only tells the truth.
The other one tells lies.
One of us tells nothing but the truth, and the other will flirt with you relentlessly.
Which may or may
You look
not be the truth.
gorgeous.
You'll never know.
Oh God, I can't tell the difference.
All right. So, anything else anybody's getting up to this evening?
We gotta talk to Jade, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Gonna spend a coin and just be like, well, actually, first off, Jade, is your dance card full tonight?
You're trying to find Jade?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fine. Did she show up?
Uh.
Oh no, she's a loose string! Has anyone seen Jade tonight?
There's nothing more concerning than trying to address an NPC and then the DM being all like, "Oh, you're trying to
They're not
find them."
Yeah, I mean, not all the workers here at the jewelry box are working here every night. You know, a lot of them work in different places, especially if your second location now. Like some of them have moved to working over a night market. There's a lot of
We must have a ledger for a schedule for people working.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand not knowing all of the people who see Jade. We should at least know where she is.
We should know when she's
when
working.
Yeah, if she's working or not.
If
Yeah,
not, I will take a break tonight.
Yeah. So here's what I will. I'm just gonna do a fortune roll. How about that? Let's just adjudicate it. Just adjudicate it this way.
She's dead in a ditch somewhere.
You obviously want a high number. That's a 2.
What in the fuck?
Damn it.
Jade is not here tonight.
And making a house call is very deviant. I don't even know where she lives.
That's probably for the best.
What is that supposed to mean? I have no interest in people.
Not for you, for her.
Oh.
Just in general. It's not the world's safest profession.
No, it's not. Yeah, I guess we'll just wait for her to come in sometime. Checks the ledger. When is she working next in the jewelry box?
Well, she was supposed to be scheduled for tonight.
Oh.
And she's supposed to be here, but she's not.
Mm-hmm.
All
Okay,
right.
that presents a problem.
I'm gonna ask some of the workers if they know where Jade lives because we are concerned and want to check up on her.
You find Florence, who's usually like her and Jade usually work pretty closely together.
Florence, Jade is no call, no show. Do you know if anything's up with that?
You see, like she's as you called her over, like she excused herself from the client she was currently from the John she was talking to, and
We can say client.
client. I don't know why I said that.
I wish you hadn't.
She comes up. She says, "Oh, she's not here.
No.
I haven't seen her for a bit. I don't. Maybe she's sick tonight."
Miss Salome would like to send someone to check up on her, probably Glass or Grackle. Do you happen to know where she lives?
Yeah, she lives a few blocks. She just describes
Cool, yeah.
the apartment that she lives at. She's not far from here. Surprised nobody like her not to show up.
She also typically sends someone ahead to tell us when she's going to be out. Thank you. You may return to your John.
She says, "Right, if you need me to look in on her, I can drop by tomorrow." But she excuses herself and heads back.
I was just really expecting you to be like, actually, his name's Eddie.
Oh. Calls Glass and Grackle over, gives the deets with Fume saying, I can hold the fort down here if you two wish to go and check it out.
All right. I suppose we'll go.
I gotta be honest with you. I was gonna refer to my character, and I haven't changed my name on the Zoom call.
You would
And
say
I almost,
wings.
yeah, I almost referred to her as Wings,
You would be half right.
which would
It's
be the
not wrong.
first time that I've done that with myself.
Just put yourself in the game.
I had a real conniption there for a
Well,
second.
I've been in the game. Van's been in the game.
It's about time. It's about time you show up.
Wow.
If I put myself in the game, I don't know if I can get back out.
Die in the game.
You died for real.
You die in
Are
the
you
game,
afraid
die
of
for real.
Games, Mr. Spetta, because you're in
Well,
one.
Right. Come on, Grackle.
So long as Grackle's the one to take me out, she'll put me down clean.
She can take me out any day.
Okay. Yeah, Grackle will go with.
Okay. You both head over. I'm just gonna let's do some prowl rolls for the two of you.
Okay.
Okay.
You can do a group one if you want. One person leading.
Group prowl.
Group prowl. More likely
let's
that
do-
you can crit.
Who wants to lead? Your prowl is probably better, right?
Mine is 4.
Okay, but if
I don't
I
think
lead,
have we ever done the group action option?
No.
Dang.
This is my first time seeing this.
yeah, I didn't realize it was
Yo.
there. I clicked into it to like pick an action for myself, and I was like, oh, group action. You just
Oh,
clicked
and I
on
can-
it because
Yeah, I can remove myself from this group action because I'm not there.
I love that.
yeah. Who wants to lead on this one? I'll put it this way. I have a dislocated shoulder.
You also have less stress. Too.
You know, I
That's
do have
true.
less stress. Yeah, I'll lead. I don't care.
Okay.
Because ultimately, group actions, like the person who has the least stress is probably the person you want to lead
Yeah,
it because
I'd forgotten about that. Okay,
bonuses and penalties won't.
Fume ain't coming with, is he?
No, we'll take a few.
Oh,
Delete
God.
yourself.
You guys' prowl is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
I got 4.
Yeah.
I'm a sneaky little guy.
Are. Okay.
All right.
Risky standard?
Risky standard.
Alrighty.
This is 6 dice. There's gotta be a 6 in there somewhere. Jeez.
There we go.
Yes, and
Okay.
lo there was.
So you took the plus. It automatically gave you the +1 stress for your failure.
Grackle takes
Good
one
stuff.
stress for everyone.
You got a full success with that 6.
Just
I do
pointing
wanna
out,
say
my
that-
dice do add up to 5.
They do add up to 5.
Every time.
And the dice that are not my 6 also add up to 5. But I do want to say that all of the dice except for this 1 6 were failures.
We're failures.
They
Yeah.
were 1 through 3s.
The rolls today have been
Don't worry
crazy.
about it.
Yeah.
Like the 1/6 is all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
We've
done it.
Boy. All right, with a 6. Grackle kind of taking the lead just in case anything. I think y'all are a bit on edge. Just like
Yeah.
a lot of pieces are connecting in ways that you don't really want them to connect right now. And so I imagine that Grackle's a little on edge. And that kind of stress is sort of indicative of Grackle
Yeah.
just being very on
Hyper
edge. This-
vigilant. Like
yeah.
she's just fully expecting to like turn a corner and see the Baron. Like at any moment. Like he
Yeah.
showed up once. That can
and now
happen.
he's going to be anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
You head into this apartment building. Lots of people living here. Kind of like most of the kind of mid-level like residential complexes here in Dustfall. It's just kind of packed to the brim. You follow the directions. You know the apartment number that she lives at based on Florence's description. And yeah, you head up to her apartment. Do you knock or do you just like pick your way, pick the lock and go inside?
Oh, you taking the lead on this one, friend.
Oh boy.
I'll say with your 6
I'm here as
prowl,
support.
you
Not-
don't see any like light coming from under the door or anything like that.
Oh. I'll just quietly pop the door open. Actually, is it locked? I check.
You check and yes, it is locked.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to. I'll I'm afraid
With your
of what
6, you'll
I'm gonna find in
succeed.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will. Yeah. I'll pop the door open quietly.
Okay. You unlock the door and push your way inside.
Now that we're taking this approach, I think Grackle's gonna. Is there a back door?
No, it's a single entrance apartment.
Single entrance.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're like on like the 2nd floor. Yeah, no back door unless you wanted to like go out and like scale down to the balcony or like to the window or something and force your way inside there.
Seems like a lot of effort.
Especially with the dislocated shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Grackle's gonna keep a lookout and make sure nobody sees us breaking into an apartment.
Okay. With your 6, I'm gonna say it's all smooth. You don't see it. Nobody seems to come up. I mean, somebody maybe comes up the stairs like just as you finished unlocking it. The two of you just kind of like hang out and like fake a conversation
Cash.
as they
Smoking.
move upstairs. Yeah. But then you push your way inside, closing the door behind you into a dark apartment. The only light you have is the little bit of light coming from like the lamps outside. That the shades are drawn, so just casting a little bit of ambient light in here. The first thing you get is like kind of like a perfumed smell. This is obviously the home of somebody who works in a very specific line of work that, you know, cleanliness and, you know, aesthetics are very much a priority. And so you can just like catch that like residual perfume of does just kind of like clings to the air here. In the dim light, you don't see anything like in this immediate like front room area that seems off-putting or strange. But you do see like off to like probably the bedroom. There's like a curtain like hanging in the door frame to separate it from this room from the the bedroom area.
I don't see anybody though.
No, nobody in here.
Okay. I'll creep around and see if I can see through the curtain.
Okay. You peek in and you look through the curtain, and you look inside. You see a simple, like, you know, kind of like a full-sized bed pushed up against the wall. There looks like there's just clothing that's like spilled out from the closet and is being hung on like like rich dresses and everything you've seen like Jade wearing before. That's all like hanging on like light fixtures and door frames and kind of draped around, like too much stuff to fit into this apartment. Investing a lot more money in presentation than necessarily in the apartment itself. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anybody in here.
Are there any other rooms?
No, it's just like the
just
main
the-
living area with like the kitchenette, a small like sitting area, and then this one room that leads back to the bedroom.
I don't think she's here.
I don't like the looks of this.
Don't know if
She's not at work and she's not at home.
I'll go into her bedroom. Anything weird? Anything off?
Let's do. I want to do like
legged.
Anything with too many arms?
exploding out from the closet. No,
We've opened up that particular can of body horror.
What?
that was just the amuse bouche of body horror. let's do like a survey, a study.
I can do that. I'll survey. In fact, I think that like Grackle goes on guard. She's looking, she's trying to anticipate possible threats in the current situation. Almost like that's something that she could do something about mechanically
Okay.
as a
S-
as a bodyguard or something.
Okay.
Are
So
any
do
horses
you,
in here?
so many horses. Uh, you want to do a so what are you angling to roll here?
She's just gonna do a survey. I think that she has this is not unfamiliar to her. Like walking into somebody's apartment and trying to put together where they have
Clues.
gone.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that's right up a bounty hunter's alley.
Okay.
So I think that she's going into work mode.
Okay. Do the two of you want to do a group survey? Or do you want to do a survey on your own? Or does Glassman assist? Like, what's the mechanics here?
I'm not good at surveying.
Okay. So,
Um,
Grackle could just do it on her own?
yeah, I'm down to do it on my own.
I can
Uh,
help.
Yeah, it's just really
Oh, I
whether
guess
you
that's
want
true.
to save the... She could... Grackle do it on her own, and you could help if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You already have 5 stress.
You do already have
Do-
5 stress, though.
Yeah, I say save on the stress. Maybe we should do a group roll, actually. What's your survey like?
On a scale of 1 to 4? 1.
That's
So-
not
It's
horrible.
additional die you could roll.
Yeah.
Grackle may take additional stress if you fail, but
Yeah,
that's
the
one
worst that could happen is 2 stress for Grackle.
Are you sure about that?
That also does mean we fail the roll.
Yeah, that would mean that.
I'm down if you are.
Yeah,
I mean,
so Grackle
I
leads
I could push it and guarantee 2 stress. But like that also doesn't guarantee that I will succeed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I
If
guess
you contribute, that's a third dice in the pool.
Yeah.
And it's a potential success with no stress, or a guaranteed stress and still a potential failure. Like
guess-
this is the better deal.
Let's do it.
I think you're right. I think statistically this is better.
Let's.
Maybe I should
it's-
have offered to go instead
Do
of
it.
Glass.
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
Glass was gonna go regardless.
All right, you've already.
See how
okay.
much stress you have, buddy?
Also, my bodyguard ability, the first part of it gives me a plus dice to a resistance roll when I'm protecting a teammate. The other half of it is when you gather info to anticipate possible threats in a current situation, you get +1 effect. So,
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. Good to know.
so risky standard up to
yeah.
great.
Up to risky.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, great.
Oh.
That's a 6 with
Wonderful.
1 stress. So
Yeah.
that's honestly
Good deal.
pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. I think we broke our 5 curse.
No, there's a 5 in there.
There is a
There,
5.
there
in
is still a 5 in there. As a treat.
Yeah, with a 6. Yeah, you quickly survey like this room. This doesn't look like the room of somebody who like left in a hurry, or like there's no sign of like a struggle in here or anything like that. But as you search around the room and kind of turn over some, like look through some drawers, and you turn over like the pillow, like the pillows on the bed and the mattress, and you find tucked underneath the mattress a small leather-bound journal.
I've found journals before. Flip it open real quick.
You'll flip it open and kind of flip through the pages, and yeah, you see very similar to yours, Glass, that there is a kind of a
I think that Grackle flips it open, realizes what it is, and then just like completely deadpan hands it to Glass.
Let's see what sort of code Jade uses.
Yeah, you flip through and you see an assortment of entries for various like clients, like regular clients of Jade. What you get from them is a no names, but you get a collection of like essentially there's like a brief description at the top, and then some like interesting like like preferences, like topics of conversation, things like that, that are in it. You flip through the pages. Some of these are like I think like because Jade works at the Joy Box enough, like you recognize, okay, I know that client, like that's somebody regular. Like you're able to kind of piece through is like who different people are. But one of the entries, not the last entry, but one of the entries towards the back, is a the entry is actually very short. There is like it's like where most of them are kind of like full pages. You can see like different like like different scripts, like different things were added at different times. This looks like there was like the initial entry and then nothing added after that. But you can see Jade has like in the top like corner of this page has like starred this page as being like important, a marking that you don't see like in any of the other entries here. There is a description for this person though, and the description is of a gentleman. I'll give one other thing too. Some of these, each one is marked with like a location too. Some of these are jewelry box. Some of these are like other places that she's met these clients before, either like different establishments or whatnot. Like this one is indicated like outside, like not at the jewelry box. Like this is like a private client of Jade's. And the description that you get is that she met this person in the night market. That they're described as tall, thin, handsome, dark hair, like long dark hair, kept in like a that they wear up like in a ponytail. That he's described as academic, and yeah, and you get like that description of this person. You see like in her like topics and stuff, you see like likes to talk about work. You see like the word like Sparkcraft underlined a few times. And yeah, that's I think that's like the gist of what you get, and then it's again very blank after that. There's just not a lot of other entries in this page.
Does that description fit Oliver?
Because you asked, I will say it's strikingly similar to Oliver.
Great. I couldn't remember his name, but it was ringing bells for him.
I think I found a problem.
What's wrong?
Who does this sound like to you?
I have one prick that tried to get our place in... What's the name of that town? Hold on.
Night market.
Night market, yeah. Right. Rumbles.
And who did said prick work for?
Grackle kind of prickles at that. What do you think it means?
Nothing yet. But there is a connection.
I'm just gonna do a fortune roll here real quick.
Love to see it. Oh,
That's a
love to
1.
see that even more.
What is going on?
You you hear the sound of footsteps in the hall and hear a key sliding into the lock at the front door.
Ah! Well, that balcony window you were talking about.
Open?
Okay, so the smart thing to do is to leave, but I really want to know who's coming in through that door.
I would like to remind you that Grackle has a gun. You're pretty safe if it's a humanoid.
Sure, we're safe, but the problem is the same problem it's always been, which is the interpersonal shit. If it's Jade, we don't want to scare her. If it's fucking Oliver, we don't want him to know that we're sniffing up his shit.
I'm really glad Fume didn't go on this one, because Fume would have just said, how is that a problem?
Few would be like loading up a grenade right now.
Just pulling a pin. What?
What's the vibe here? What are we doing?
You
I
hide.
know.
Watch my back. I'll talk to her. Say Salome sent me to look for her because she didn't show up.
Okay.
All right.
Grackle is going to hide her fridge body behind the door.
In the kitchen with an actual fridge.
You tuck like in the corner of her room, and just as the door opens,
Jade, is that you?
A light turns on, and you can hear like a. Oh!
Just me.
You kind of pop. Do you pop out from the bedroom?
Yeah, just me.
You see Jade, dressed like she just maybe finished work for the evening, and coming in through the front door with the door open, still behind her, looking startled, and then sees you and kind of relaxes a little bit and says, "Glass, what are you doing here? How'd you get into my apartment?"
Tricks of the trade. I'm sorry. You didn't show up for work and Salome got worried.
Right. I had an urgent booking with a client. I meant to send word along. I didn't have time.
Sorry. I haven't gone
Scared
through your
me
things, I promise.
You scared me half to death.
I know, I'm sorry. I just got concerned.
And she looks visibly like she's coming down from that adrenaline spike, and she closes the door behind her and moves into the kitchen and says, "I'm fine, really. There's no need. I'll send word along tomorrow for my apologies for canceling my appointments this evening."
It's alright, we just really wanted to make sure you were okay.
I'm fine, I promise.
So... Oh, come on, who's the client? So important, you didn't even tell Salome you were going to see them.
I shouldn't talk on it further. He values his privacy quite a bit.
I am the very face of discretion.
I'm gonna have you make a roll here.
Can I sway?
Yes, you can sway.
The most fail-safe argument that you could make to Jade. I'm not Fume.
I'm not. Alright, here we go. That's a 4.
Okay, so
Again, I have 4 dice.
I know
Not a
these
failure.
rolls today have not been
Not a failure.
stellar, but it is a mixed success. So she responds, right. I really can't say much, but it's very promising. He's very well off. younger, so that's always a plus. And very sweet, very sweet. So I'm very optimistic that this may be a some good business for a while.
Good. I'm happy
And
for
can I
you.
make you some tea or something since you're
That
here?
would be lovely, actually.
One moment. If you don't mind, let me change first, and then I'll get on that.
I'm sorry, the Looney Tunes ass skit that I had in my head where Jade walks into the kitchen, opens a garage door, and you just see Grackle's six-pack.
Doesn't react.
Sorry
shuts
for
the
showing
door
it.
again, like doesn't notice.
So she says she's about to head into the bedroom.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where it's all like, okay, is it better for me to reveal myself now and, like own up to it? Or do I commit to the fact that I'm quote unquote not here?
Or did you have
Um,
time to go out the window?
yeah, is there a window here? Is there a window?
Yeah,
Can I go out?
There's a
Or
window.
do you have time
Yeah.
to double back into the front door and just knock on it and be like, "Oh, hey, class, did you find her?"
Did you find her?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you wanna climb out the window, I'll let you do a prowl to do that. Your injury will take effect in this one because you are climbing out a window with a dislocated shoulder.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Grackle kind of like mumbles to herself, haven't had to do this in a while.
It was plummeting down into the street.
Garbage
Uh,
can clatters.
We might be getting Grackle's fourth injury. Okay, so you're gonna roll a prowl. I'm gonna call this desperate.
How do we tell it to remove a dice from me?
I think it should.
Oh, there's a button to hit. Duh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always forget. I forget about the button. This isn't dire. I'm not too concerned. It's just embarrassing if she gets caught.
well,
One dice roll. Let's go. Show me 5. Oh.
Val did say this was a desperate roll, by the way.
I did
Oh,
say
was
it's
it?
desperate. Yeah,
No, I didn't mark it as such.
it's fine. You can give yourself the XP for it.
Yay. Oh, Looney Tunes.
Jade comes out of the bedroom, and then Grackle just looks, and then jumps out the window anyway.
So here's what I'm gonna say, Grackle. You start to climb out the window, and you're looking to just like scale down to the first floor. You're on the second floor, so it's not like terribly high up. You climb out, kind of like pushing out the window. You kind of grab onto the edge, and you move over to grab onto one of like the drain, like the water spouts, like the drainage pipe. From the to your right, and as you do, you're just a searing pain through your shoulder as your grip slips and you begin to fall. I'm gonna say you're gonna take another injury unless you roll to resist.
I'm gonna resist.
Okay, this is gonna be
This would be this would be really like I'd rather take the insult than the injury.
Grackle's no good, very bad day.
Oh,
Go ahead
that's so
and
true.
go ahead and roll to resist, so you automatically succeed, so you won't take the injury.
Grackle reaching out.
This will be another prowess resist.
Okay.
Grackle reaching out, grabbing the pipe, turns their head to an open window where Jade is changing, looking out the window.
Alright, here we go.
Hey,
That's a 6. You take no stress. I'll say,
I think she still just falls completely. Like she doesn't land all cool. She's just like lying there, like this might as well happen.
Directly into the dumpster.
Yep.
Yeah, you fall straight down. There's a bunch. There are some like piles of like garbage down there. You just slam down in that. It's not pleasant, but it's enough to break your fall to not to avoid taking any damage.
Oh my god. I'm having a moment. Really vibing tonight because Grackle falling into the dumpster, landing on her back, looking up and saying, this might as well happen. And then the dumpster lid closing on her.
Glass, you hear a crash outside. And Jade kind of like startles a bit as she's heading to the bedroom and says, was that?
Did you hear that?
Did she like moves to the window, kind of like looks out a little bit. I think you're in the darkness below. She doesn't see you beneath there, and she's like, "I swear I didn't leave this window open. Cats or something." And she like closes
Must
the
be.
closes the window. She goes and gets changed and comes back out like wearing a robe and moves to the kitchen and begins to make the two of you some tea. But yeah, she like making pleasant conversation. Less like, is there anything that class wants to push on?
I think it's mostly just a little bit of kind of more pointed small talk of like, so how have you been? Like, oh, there's that cough that's going around, you know.
She says, "I've been fine, thankfully. I haven't. I've been able to avoid that.
Good.
So otherwise, staying busy as I'm sure
Clearly.
you are. As how are you doing?"
I'm fine, you know. Working too much.
There's been a dreadful amount of commotion around the jewelry box lately. I'm glad to see you're doing okay.
You know. Business can be stressful.
And it can, especially in our line of work.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Anything else, or you just pleasant conversation until you excuse yourself?
You really won't tell me anything about your new client.
I really shouldn't, especially with a client like this. I don't want to risk anything, and I trust you, but the walls have ears and all that.
Do they?
No, it is. Once we start talking about our clients, and then next thing you know, everybody's asking, and somebody's sniffing around and trying to get their hands on them for themselves, and then things just get complicated. So,
Well, I'd hate to make your life complicated.
I appreciate that. But I just rather keep this private for now, and hopefully, if things continue, maybe I'll look into having them come by the jewelry box at some point once I feel pretty certain that I've got my hooks in.
That would be wonderful. Right, well, I'll get out of your hair, I suppose. Sorry for the scare again.
No. Of course. I should have said something, but it's fine. I'm glad it was you. I might have panicked a bit more if it had been Grackle lurking in the shadows. She scares me quite a bit.
I convinced her to stay home for once. It was not easy to do, so you're welcome.
But I'll drop by tomorrow to give my apologies for not showing up. I hate to get on Miss Salome's bad side.
Oh, not at all. Everything's fine, really. But, all the same, I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And, Jade,
Yes.
lock your window.
I will. And she escorts you to the door. You head out. She closes it, locks it behind you.
Best part of this is that Grackle had to stay in the dumpster for the entire conversation.
You head back downstairs and meet Grackle in the
I am going to
alleyway.
listen at the door for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's this survey?
I guess.
Unless you're doing something else. Make a pitch to me.
Can I click, 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 let her hear my boots walking down the hallway and then creep back to listen so she thinks I'm gone?
Trying
Okay,
to
so
leverage a prowl here.
You're trying to leverage a prowl here. Okay. Sure. I'll give that to you.
Excellent. Excellent. That is a 6.
You kind of move away and then slowly creep back. Press your ear to the door. You hear like a faint bit of music maybe playing on. You saw like there was like a gramophone in the corner. She had like you hear like a record playing, and you listen for a bit. You don't hear any conversation or occult chanting. Everything seems rather normal in there.
All right, I'll leave her alone.
Okay. You head back downstairs to the alleyway where you find Grackle pulling herself out of the dumpster.
She's got kind of a melancholy look on her face. And she's like nursing her shoulder, and she's like, I hate to admit it, but I may need some serious medical attention. It's starting to affect things.
Well, that's something. Are you dying?
No. I'm just saying, we can't lose Melvier. I don't want Fume to be the one putting me back together.
Oh, he's perfectly competent.
That's not what I'm concerned about.
Let's get back. I don't think she suspects anything.
Do you reckon you ought to tell her not to be seeing Oliver?
I don't really have a way of doing that without her knowing that we've gone through her things. Unless we were to happen to see them together. She's playing this one close to the chest, though.
Don't blame her. Tell me if I'm being paranoid.
Oh, about the Oliver thing?
No. You don't think she's in on it, do you?
I think that would be strange and out of character. But how well do we really know any of these people?
Well, I didn't get as far as I did by putting my trust in people.
I don't think you're paranoid. I do think we should follow the lead and see where it goes before we read anything onto it.
Alright, I can do that.
Let's get back, you smell.
Grimaces again. I just took a shower.
Lucky you.
So the two of you head back to the jewelry box. All right. Anything else? Was Fume getting up to anything while the others were gone?
As Glass and Grackle enter, they hear the gentle notes of piano music. As Fume has gotten himself into the lounge and is currently just like entertaining everyone.
Perhaps you ought to go in this side.
I'll take the back door. This is normal. She works with horses frequently.
Yeah. You head through the back and go and to bathe.
And that's when I told them, that's not my spouse, that's a hagfish. Dun, 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 dun.
Bravo!
Oh, don't encourage him. He'll tell the same joke for weeks.
So
This
says
is
the
the third time
hagfish.
he's told it tonight. It gets funny on every time.
I love my job.
Yeah, Fume will finish and walk
Yeah.
up to Glass and ask how it's going. Oh, them? Don't worry, I just turned on some pheromones that'll make everything they think is funny kind of a lot funnier, and things that they don't think are funny, like
Does Sa-
normally funny.
Does Salome know you're drugging her entire client base?
Yes, they're huffing dream smoke.
They paid good money for this.
Fair enough. Going to keep an eye on her for the time being.
Anything juicy?
Yeah, she's got a new client.
Oh?
And I think we might know him.
Oh?
Young, intelligent, ponytail, interested in sparkcraft.
Oh. Oh. I could set a meeting up.
Why, you think she's stepping in on your turf?
Oliver and I have a strictly professional relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't really feel love in the normal sense. I find people complicated. What's the word? I don't dislike you.
I didn't say anything about love.
Huh. I guess I'm jumping to my own assumptions then.
You said it, not me.
Anyway, I could set a meeting with Oliver and pry a little information out of him. Oh, you're positively glowing recently. What's going on?
Up to you. I think Grackle's gonna follow her for a couple of days.
What's that smell?
I don't smell anything.
It's like wet sewage and sadness.
Well, it's not me.
No. Weird. Anyway, your clients are waiting for you. If you're feeling up to working, or I could turn them away.
No, I should work. Should actually work.
You've had one cancellation, by the way. They send their regards.
That's alright.
And Fume will return behind the bar.
John, darling, how are you?
Yes!
That's the quote for tonight.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, masterful.
Is there anything else anybody wants to get up to?
I mean, like it does. We don't have to resolve it tonight.
Yeah.
But I think going forward, Grackle's job is going to be tailing Jade and trying to catch her with Oliver. If for nothing else than to like have an excuse to tell her, hey, maybe don't see that guy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so we're getting to that point where y'all are gonna have to decide on your job and what you're gonna do about this situation with Melvir. But I know we were wanting to hold off on that until we got everybody here. So you have a lot of these like disparate threads of things that may or may not be related to what's going on. But this situation with this like deadline they need, because I don't remember if my Lara, I don't think she gave you like a definitive deadline, but she was like, we need like,
She just
let's
said
do
as soon
this.
as possible, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been in this situation with her before. She doesn't give definitive deadlines, but she definitely expects it in a timely manner.
Yeah. So yeah, you have decisions to make about what you're going to do with Melvir, and I believe kind of one of the things that came out last time is like, if you don't act on it soon, you might look for other people to.
Yeah, that's why I want to scoop this as fast as possible.
Yeah. So I think with all that being said, rather than getting into anything, yes.
I have an idea, but after stream.
Okay. Rather than getting anything else right now, because we are coming up on time and we probably don't want to start like definitively planning anything yet, we'll go ahead and call our session there. I don't have like a stinger or anything this week, so out in the shadows beyond the wall. No, I'm not gonna do that today.
A giant leviathan just lazily sinks into the water. That's the stinger for this week.
Yeah.
I guess I will say, Grackle will put a few birds on duty around Melvier's place. Like, he already has Sweet Pea, and she'll probably have like given him instructions on how to send Sweet Pea off if he ever needs her. Like, this is your oh shit button. Like,
Yeah.
I will arrive within X amount of time if you send this bird off.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I think, like I said, I think that's probably the best place for us to call it today before we get into anything more serious. So let's go ahead and do our end of session questions. Getting the rules up for that. Advancement. All right, PC advancement. Y'all never took your crew advancement for.
Mm-mm.
We were holding off on that. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll decide that next week, but just remember that y'all have one of those banked so we can get you your additional crew XP. Everyone marked for their desperate actions? Good, good.
Yep.
Okay. Playbook specific XP triggers.
Right. Address a challenge with tracking or violence. Think I did that.
Arcane power.
Lots of mayhem.
Expressed your beliefs, drives, or heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely did that. And then struggle with issues from your vice or traumas is the last one.
Soon.
Yeah, not yet.
All right. Crew advancement.
Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft. Now, there was a successful espionage.
I mean, it wasn't a job, though.
It was not a.
It doesn't say a job, it says execute.
But those are job categories.
A successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation.
I'm gonna say no. For this
Okay.
one. I'm already very generous next to you with y'all, so.
I'm trying to read the intent of the rules here.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
It's a good question. I don't think, and especially as y'all's station is growing, because y'all are tier 2 now.
Okay. Cobb turning into a weird thing in our basement.
Yeah,
I was like, I was having a hard time. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
that's a little above our
falling
pay
into a
grade.
dumpster feels like vastly below my station. But like,
Yeah, I mean, breaking it, everything with Jade and all the stuff with Melvir, I think that's pretty on par with y'all. But yeah, I'll give the weirdness with Cobb as
the stuff with Cobb was pretty.
Yeah.
That managed to to injure Grackle. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
It did. Yeah, Grackle's got a lot of injuries.
All my plans that hinged on Cobb are now ruined.
I'm preparing for what happens if Grackle takes too many injuries.
Grackle's fine.
Death is what happens, actually.
Well, yeah, but death doesn't necessarily mean the end.
The end.
Bolster your
Grackle
crew's
is a-
reputation or develop a new one.
I think a lot of things today were pretty internal.
We're certainly loyal.
Yeah, I mean, again, putting a lot of effort to keep from killing Melvir, which would be the simplest
Yeah.
result. So, we could give you the XP for bolstering your reputation.
Okay. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Again, that was just kind of like a gimme for it. That one happens.
Well, what is the essential nature of our crew? What
Family.
would that be?
Family.
Family.
Found
Yeah.
family.
Family.
Stronger.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, again, this one is like specific in the book. This one's broad. It's like essentially, did anything happen that highlighted the specific elements that makes your crew unique? So, I think that's fair, and especially having a guy locked in your basement for months on end. And
Yeah.
then,
I feel
Finally
like
having him pull the pin on his own grenade so that he can get out of there.
you know what? Respect.
We haven't even messed with him except for like the one time I threw knocking gas at him.
I
man.
consider you keeping him locked up in a basement for months on end with
Yeah.
no
Has it
daylight.
been months?
That's
Yes,
pretty
it has.
Yes, it
significant.
has.
It has been months. He's fully like, no, you weren't taking him out on walks. He was locked in a cage with
He's
nothing but
eating
fume.
the couch.
Oh shit, no enrichment. Fuck.
He had nothing but that. I would consider that cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
essentially in solitary.
Listen,
Yeah.
he died how he lived. Locked in a vault.
Dear God.
That's all of them.
That is all of them. Okay. So, that's it for advancement. Let's do our stars and wishes, and I'll go ahead and pull up the quote stock.
I leveled up my prowl today.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Fell in a dumpster, leveled up my prowl.
Finish that haiku.
Gravity sucks.
Was that a high? Was
It
that
was
a haiku?
No,
It's not.
Not even close.
Okay. It's snowing on Mount Fuji.
All right, who's going first? Stars and wishes.
I'll go.
Bye.
My star is gonna go to Grackle. I think, just in general. Grackle had a hard day. The Grackle in the dumpster really got me. But yeah, no, Glass and Grackle have had a couple of productive conversations at this point, and I like how their relationship is developing. I think it's very nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Glass was a real sleeper as far as like healthy relationships with Grackle. Like, I looking back, I should have seen it coming, but I really didn't see it coming.
It's been fun.
Yeah, I mean, you all just ended up with some, secretly, some very poignant similarities, some parallels.
Yeah.
in your- in
Yeah.
your
When is it
backgrounds.
gonna be my turn to make friend family with people?
Yeah.
When is my life-changing event with Grackle?
You'll get there.
Well, especially if you start. What you took as your trauma again? It was
Vicious.
Vicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
I
fun.
have. I've been prepping a monologue. It's going to suck.
It's gonna be great.
Hey, like once I become your ward for Clockwork, we're literally just gonna recreate the Zutara mission. Where Zuko and Katara go on a ninja mission together.
That's gonna be
And-
awesome.
Everybody who shipped them thought it was gonna be a lot more important than it actually was. Sigh.
Sigh.
Wishes.
Sorry.
I wish. I want to get Oliver back up in the mix. I just like him.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's fun. I'm gonna get him back up in here.
I'm concerned because, like, narratively, he's a pretty good candidate for disguising as Melvir.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure is.
How attached are you to him?
Not very.
Nah.
Okay.
I'll get tired of him.
He does work for the bad guys, so it's
Yeah.
Does.
My turn. I'm going to star Glass for that the jab of I didn't say anything about love. It got me to realize something about Fume. He doesn't really love or lust for people.
Yeah.
There's only one
interesting.
love and lust he has in life, and it's Sparkcraft.
and it's science.
Like, he's literally the perfect candidate for like bartending in a brothel.
Yeah.
No interest.
Anatomically correct people. What
Our
do you want
ace
from me?
granddaddy.
Procreation is a necessity. Carry on.
You do know that's almost the opposite of the point of a brothel. Yes.
Relieving primal desires is a necessity. Crack on. You do you, boo boo. I heard the kid saying that. My wish. Ooh, I want to get vicious on someone. I'm chomping at the bit.
Do it.
We kind of depends on how the next couple sessions go at this job. Oof. Lots of opportunities.
Just flat out kidnap Oliver during one of our meetings.
Wonderful. Wings, you haven't gone yet, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized there's a place in Silk Shore that's called Laguna.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Monster High doll.
California.
Yeah.
California.
It's not actually, but it is a Monster High doll.
Oh, yeah, she's the...
My star is kind of a cheat. My favorite thing about today was the kind of like it was a very clear like establishment of the relationships between the three of us. It's a fun dynamic when this group has to fight off a cob monster in the basement. Like it really is just very enjoyable. And like Grackle is finally kind of like exited her like standoffish I don't care about you stage and is now like actually having to interact with people, and like it's kind of there's an established dynamic aside from just grr I'm grumpy and it's like haha grumpy person. Now there's like some actual depth and history there and I'm really enjoying the dynamics. My other star will go to Val for the mental gymnastics that you had to do with that deal with the devil, especially since it failed. I'm pretty sure none of us expected that roll to fail. And just like thinking about it from a DM's perspective, like, all right, what do you do with that? That was a lot to have to try and piece together, and you always do such a good job with it.
Thank you.
So I was really impressed. My wish. Ooh. This isn't that important. I don't have to mull this over too much. I'm looking forward to the clockwork stuff from Fume. I want a horse. I want to get a horse and I want to name it Cinco.
Wait, were those related?
These are great wishes.
This feels like a kid's like
Sitting on Santa's
lap. It's
I
like,
want a
I want
PlayStation,
horse,
and I want a horse named Cinco.
and I want my friend Fume to be a superhero.
Listen, Grackle had a rough day today, okay? She deserves
Grackle
it.
did have a rough day there. You get 2 wishes from that.
Yay!
Oh my god.
And I want the Baron's head on a platter.
Oh boy. Well, let me see. I'm gonna give a quote. I'm gonna tell you all a secret. First is quote. God, there are good ones on this list here, and then we had the last one that didn't make on the list that Glass had at the end, which is like
John, darling, how are
John,
you?
darling, how are you?
Oh, how did I miss that skeletons in the closet bit? That was good shit.
Yeah, the skeletons in the closet one's good.
I personally, yeah, the second one I love.
That we have a lot in common. I just wish it was a hobby. I think I'm gonna give it to that one. That one just like that again. That one kind of snuck under the radar. I don't feel like we had called that one out a lot when it happened, but that's a very good line.
I
true.
noticed it changed my life. It has cleared my skin. I am well again.
It's true. Glass and Grackle have a lot in common, and Glass really wishes they liked the same books or something.
Yeah.
Instead of, dead
Because it's kind of
lovers and no family and
Vengeance
just
quests
vengeance and pain and
having the ability to love just knocked right out of your sails.
be nice if they just really both liked mystery novels.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I bet they do.
I feel like that's very good for like again this game in particular, but a lot of TTRPG games. It's like we've got a lot of common, but we have almost nothing personally in common. It's like a group of people running around. It's like do not like the same things.
I mean,
but
it's
have a lot
literally
in
the
common.
definition of trauma bonding. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give that for the quote. Go ahead and highlight it.
thanks, man.
Uh,
That's me. I said some cool shit today.
Fume, why do you invite the big lady to all of our meetings here in school? Well, you see, I've trauma bonded with her. She's my.
and the secret that I'll tell you a little bit behind the scenes GM fuckery. So when y'all failed that role and I was like creating this like plot thread that would be like I for the life of me, and I was going through my notes because this happens with this game because I don't have to do a lot of prep, and so there's a lot of times I throw out things and I forget about them later. I had completely forgotten Oliver's name. And I remembered this character. I was like, that's how I want to connect. And so when I complete, that was me fishing for the name. When
Yeah.
I
Did
was
I
like,
call him?
when I was like, there are no names in the book. It's just a description. I just gave y'all the description of this character, hoping that somebody would remember his name.
Well, see, we had
So
trouble with that
that's what that
before.
was.
Because what was it, Chaz Finster?
Yeah.
Like we kept on calling him Oliver.
Forgot about
And
him.
so, like that guy just stole Oliver's name.
Oliver
'cause-
just kind of slides right off the brain, huh?
Yeah. It
Val,
really.
when you were going through those mental gymnastics, I was looking over at the cameras, and when I said Oliver, there was a clear pupil dilation of, oh, that's his name.
I was
There he
like,
is.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't. I was just using context clues because fuck me if I remember anything about what Oliver looks
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I knew exactly who you were talking
It's like,
about, but
yeah,
I
you're
also
probably right.
couldn't remember his name.
Yeah. It was.
Y'all need to clean up your mind palaces. God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really what it was. I have a list of NPCs and I have a lot of notes, but I did not have that fucker's name written down
Mine's too,
anywhere.
mine's too full
I have
of
better notes on
Danganronpa.
names of my Grackles.
Yeah, so I'll give my second star to my star to Fume or to RJ for throwing that name out there because I was like,
Oliver.
somebody's gotta take the bait here and give me this name because otherwise I'm gonna have to
Somebody's
go through
got
some
it.
footage.
Now we'll
here.
remember him.
Yeah, now we will.
Till we
now he's in
kidnap
my
him and
notes.
kill him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys
Lovely.
believe we framed Cobb for the Ironborn job? That
Yeah,
was so long ago.
Yeah.
it was.
Can you believe to learn?
Been rip.
Do you
Rip and
believe
rip
in life
corn the
after
cob.
love?
Can you believe
All
to learn?
right. Well, that is where we are going to call our session for tonight. Thanks, everyone out there, for watching. I believe, checking my scheduling, I believe we will be back next week. Everyone should be here. So we're back with the full crew next week. So join us for that same time, same place. Join us in the meantime. I think the next time that we will be live will be on Monday for the continuing stories of Red Jenny. We are in a poker tournament against pretty much every arch nemesis of the Red Jenny crew. So we're in full Casino Royale right now. So come hang out with us for that at 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday. But otherwise, thank you to my lovely players for making this game a joy to run. And thank you everyone out there for watching. I will see you all in 1 week. And until next time, good game. Good night.